trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it. Put a square peg in a round hole, just never seems to fit.
This is Bianca Belair.
Hey, this is Kevin Owens.
Hey, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
It is the man, Becky Lynch.
It's Rhea Ripley here, and you're listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Hello, and there's no Todd.
Back.
Hi, welcome to Making Chicken Salad with me, your temporary host, while Todd was off doing something else. Jeff Setti, joining me, as always, is our host for the night, Todd Eastman. And how are you going, Todd?
Oh, good. My screen froze during the countdown, so I'm like, oh, great. I don't know where we are in the countdown. I have no idea.
Just had to guess.
Not at all. I was like, the show could be going right now, and I have no idea. This is what happens when we try and do stuff on a Wednesday.
On a fucking Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And it's Wednesday night. You know what that means. Joining me on the other side of the screen from Todd is the wonderful Jamie Apps. Jamie, how are you going, mate?
I'm good. This is my third podcast today. I am ready for bed.
Normally it's just like two.
Yeah, normally
like two
it's
podcasts a day.
2-hour stream and then a podcast, and today this is the third podcast.
Yeah. So we won't actually have much AEW news for like the lead into Revolution, because that doesn't happen until tomorrow. But they gave us plenty of news with the whole dropping of the MyAEW, which we'll talk about, and all of that stuff coming up. So very interesting news to just drop on a friggin' Tuesday, I guess. You would have thought they would have dropped it on the actual Dynamite day,
on the show?
Unless they wanted to get people in for Dynamite.
I also don't think they want to tell the people on the show that there's an option, because it's not available in North America.
Ah, very true.
They're probably
that's very true,
don't put that on the TV.
Yeah, they barely talk about Triller. Especially since, like, I saw there's one like group on Facebook that I'm a member of that's like an international group, and the Americans are just like MyAEW is now dropped. Get yourself a VPN and you can join it.
Oh, I already know some people that are doing exactly that.
Yeah, that's the last thing that they want to hear when it comes to like pay-per-view sales and stuff like that.
Yep.
So, anyway, how have you been this week, Jeff?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Great to be back. A bit weird. Like Jamie, my routine was thrown a little bit outside the window when around 8 I went, oh, shoot, we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Take my medicine.
Yes, it is. It's weird when your body is just used to doing the Thursday nights. And then, like, Of course, tomorrow I'm actually busy doing something, so I couldn't do it anyway. But it's like having to, because it's during the week is when I prepare for the show, like editing video, like getting the ads ready, getting the news ready, all of that sort of stuff. I've sort of had to move everything forward a day just to accommodate it, which is very weird. Like last night, like aggregating stories and stuff just for the thing, thinking, why am I doing? Oh, that's right, because don't have Thursday to do this now. One thing we did get to do though, we do, mate. One thing we did get to do, and that was live on Friday night last week. We got to watch PWA Black Label in a Cage, which also featured, which was weird, and I think we talked about this going in. It's weird that they didn't, like, the whole focus of the show wasn't the semi-finals and the finals of the Colosseum tournament. It was the steel cage match between Jessica Troy and Charlie Evans. But still, not at the end of the day, not a bad tournament. There's some things that I know that we have a little bit reservations about. I thought all the wrestling on it was really good, but we'll break that down going in. Going into this show, guys, what did you think we were gonna see for the actual show, Jamie?
It was basically what I expected. The semi-finals starting. I didn't expect the cage to main event. I expected the Colosseum final to main event. But yeah, otherwise it was kind of what I expected. I would have preferred the Colosseum tournament to be its own standalone thing and build it up a bit more prestige-wise, and I think putting it here on the cage, this in a cage show, definitely diminished that feeling overall for the tournament.
Yeah, a little bit. It was like I will say though, massive props to the PWA production and PWA, like the ring crew, because that was possibly the quickest steel cage assembly I have, considering you're not dropping it from a roof like they do in like AEW or WWE. That was massively quick. The fact that they didn't even go to a break, they just had Rosie and Gail being able to vamp their way through while that cage got erected. That was amazing, Jeff.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree with Jay. Colosseum, we waited like a year and a half, almost 2 years for it. And it hasn't. Oh, sorry. We waited a year and a half, almost 2 years for Colosseum. And not to have its own standalone event, I thought was a bit sort of undervaluing Colosseum.
It was definitely weird. It was definitely weird.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if that's just maybe like in a naming thing. Like if they'd have said like the finals of the Colosseum with the steel cage being a part of that show, if maybe like optically that would have made a difference.
Even if you want to focus on Chevs and Jess, I'm sorry, that's fine. Like, it deserves the focus, but you still make the Colosseum a deal. And
yeah,
you know, I do think it was a bit of an undersell.
I just think it, like, I don't know if that would be the case, but like if optically they said finals of the Colosseum tournament plus Jess, Chev's steel cage.
Because they've done on the 2-night Colosseums, like on a single weekend, there is always another sort of big main event type match on that second day, or even the first day as well, to kind of break up the tournament matches.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe if it was just called PWA Black Label Colosseum Finals, it would have felt a little bit more prestigious, and the aura would have been there a bit more for the final.
Yeah. There was also that one thing about like kind of burying the lead.
Guys,
Go on, Jeff.
I was just asking if you guys think that it works better over a weekend, or do you think that the way it was this year was preferred?
No, I think definitely over the weekend. It's definitely, because that's an event.
Yeah, I would agree.
It's a location event. That actually draws people. I'm not too sure how many people would have come from interstate to watch night one, because it was the AEW weekend. But for night two, I don't know how many people would have just come over to watch the semifinals and the finals.
Well, I know
Whereas
personally
I
didn't even go up to Sydney for the final. And that's a 2-hour drive for me.
Yeah. I will say too that during the show, kind of burying the lead when you're calling the next show or naming the next show after the dropouts.
They have kind of become a little bit shooting themselves in the foot with that. They've done that a couple of times where they've partway through the show announced tickets are on sale for the next show and somewhat spoiled the results of later in the night.
Especially in image.
Yeah. I mean, I can, and I even give. I give them the whole when they did the Rumble with Fudge holding the belt, because I mean that would be the photo they have. So like, of course, and you can say, look, we made the poster before the show. We didn't know that blah blah was going to win the belt. So of course Fudge is on there with the belt. Like I can get that, but it's just the whole advertising that. And you're like, oh okay, well I guess we know who's winning this thing. Macho Man Andy Savage says, I travelled for Colosseum before when it was over a weekend. I couldn't do it now. Yeah, well, then that's because it was for the sort of the one night, correct? I'm guessing, not just like broken up over like a month or so. Which, like, I understand why they've done it, because that's your AEW's drawing in the big crowd. So why not piggyback off that and try and get as many eyes as you can on the product? I completely understand that. If you're going to do that using your biggest, and I said I didn't like it to start with, and I still don't like it, but I understand by using your biggest gimmick of Colosseum to draw that extra and to let people know that are watching PWA the first time, this is what we do. Like, this is our big thing for the year. Yeah. Andy says yes, exactly. I wouldn't travel twice. Yeah, I completely understand that. Anyway, let us get into the show, and we opened up with the first semi-final. Lachlan Albert's favorite wrestler, Robbie Thorpe, defeating Ben Braxton in 12 minutes 26. Robbie Thorpe doing his best Gunther impersonation in this show by winning that match, and then really, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like I was shocked. I didn't think that was going to happen. The match itself, I thought was great. The match itself, I want them to run that back because I thought that was really good. Two guys just of sort of like same-ish size, just really good, like heavy. Like I like the style of the work. It wasn't like light. It wasn't. But you could tell these guys were really laying in their stuff, which I love. I love that feeling of real. And Andy Savage said, the Braxton for Colosseum stands leaving popped me huge. A commitment to the bit many wrestlers could only aspire. 100%. Seeing him get up and walk off when like he was in the chicken wing and the bell rang, that's great. That's so good. What did you think, Jamie?
I think this was my favorite match of the night, which is strange for it to be the open. I was like, oh, all downhill from here, I guess, because I loved it so much. But yeah, I think Robbie's the perfect guy to put against someone that you want to be a big baby face, because he's not afraid to get heat. He's quite happily getting booed and hated, and he doesn't try at all to be the cool heel. He just hate me. I don't care. I'll do whatever it takes for you to boo and jeer me, and as long as you go for the other guy, that's fine by me. I loved Braxton hitting a soul snatcher as well. That pops me pretty big. He's been watching his NXT Tuesdays. And like you said, I really like the structure of this match. It was, you had Brax doing some flashy stuff, but then Robbie not doing anything at all. It was just hard hitting and effective moves to get the job done. I was stunned with that ending. And then the post-match was a bit weird. I don't know why we're doing so much story-heavy stuff in a tournament like this. Like, that's not specifically relating to the match and the tournament.
Yeah, Jeff, what did you think of the match? And then we'll talk about the post-match.
I think the match itself, absolutely fantastic. Like, I say this a lot, and I say this, and this one I really mean it. You were not going to get a bad match with those two participants. You were going to get something pretty much as we did, hard-hitting, a lot of fun. Jamie, you're right. Robbie doesn't want to be liked, and that is a rare thing from a heel. So heels often do that, not in a wink. I mean, Todd, you've got the same thing when you're in ring as well, mate. You don't want to be liked when you're a heel. You want to be hated.
That's not my job.
And if one
job.
person's out there going, yay, Todd, you fucking glare at them, because that's what you do. That's your job, as you've just said. Robbie very much follows that, and Braxton is such an appealing baby face. Really, really like this. You can see that Robbie's character has grown exponentially, because when he first came out, he was, the gift, and he was kind of not sure, but all those months working with Rocky have absolutely paid off for him, because he's clearly just there to be hated, handsome, arrogant, all of it. Fantastic. Love the match, yeah. But like Jamie, didn't really dig the storyline stuff afterwards.
Yeah, so in the post-match, it was very much a dejected Ben taking his boots off to put them in the ring like he was going to retire. He'd done it. He was pretty much done. And Rita ran into the ring just to be like, "What are you doing? You can't do it. You can't quit. You can't do that." And you couldn't hear it, but you could see him going, I wanted to do this. This is what I was. If I can't do this, there's no point in me being here. Like I'm done. I'm done." And that's when Mick Moretti slid into the ring to continue that sort of thing from the show before between the two of them. Mick reached out his hand for a friendship or to come under the tutelage of Mick, which after Ben pretty much spurning Rita, he turned and shook Mick's hand and walked off with Mick. So I'm not too sure where this is going. I don't mind it. Like, I'm a bit different from you guys. I don't mind it because at least it gives us. It's not like they took the win. They took the Braxton win away from us, but they gave us something to go on with him. It's not just he lost Colosseum and he's just floating in the wind now. Like, there is something going forward for him, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do. Jeff.
Yeah, it's the follow up is going to be important because at the moment I'm just not overly interested in where it's going.
The follow up will be important because we here specifically in Melbourne, and you guys further afield have seen what happens when Moretti's henchmen just don't work. We've seen that firsthand and very recently. So I think the follow up is important. I would have preferred to have seen this as a promo at the next show. I would have preferred that Braxton came out, wearing street clothes, going, "Look, I've given this a lot of thought," and then all that action takes place. I just felt after such a brilliant match, you want to soak in the match a little bit. So give it a couple of minutes of air, but this just felt like it was crammed a bit.
Well, I kind of feel...
Jamie, if you agree with me, can you be vocal? We're on a podcast, brother. You're normally really good at that.
I do agree. I think the idea of him coming at the next show to sort of I've got something to tell the crowd, and then him coming out, and then if he went into the potential, like, I've done everything I can, I couldn't achieve what I wanted to, it would have made it hit a bit harder of like, oh, it's not a spur of the moment, I'm done retirement speech. It's something he's thought about, and you actually maybe believe it a bit more because he's had that time to reflect and think this over, and then Rita tries to stop him.
I kind of feel though that this is a lot different to
and the rest plays out as
Mick being in MCW with the henchmen, because they were henchmen. They weren't people who were like, these are my future, these are the guys that are going to do it. This is my snap and crackle, I'm the pop. You know what I mean? That's not what this is going to be. This is going to be like, he's under my wing. He's very much like him and Jimmy Townsend, I believe.
Yeah, it's the Jimmy and Cherry Stevens storyline kind of refreshed.
Yes. So it's going to be interesting going on. Macho Man Andy Savage said, worth noting at this point too that the YouTube live chat was popping off after this result, and it never really stopped. They got some great engagement. Yeah, I don't really look at the YouTube chat too much, but like you could see it was flying by when you did have a quick check of it. What I will say is, like, even watching that show, and when he had him in the submission and tapped, I went, holy shit, they did it. Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this.
Yeah, imagine it sucked the air out of the room at that moment.
Yeah, which sometimes that's fucking great for wrestling to be able to do that. When everyone thinks that it's the crowning moment for, like, Wrestler A, and it doesn't happen. Which, like, it could have really backfired on poor Scotty. And luckily it didn't. But
let's talk about it. I was there when Lesnar beat The Undertaker. You talk about sucking the air out of a room, boys. Gone.
Yeah. Next up, we had the second semi-final. They went back-to-back with the semi-finals in this one. Scott Green defeating Lockie McIntyre with Carter Deems in 2 minutes 30. And I think the way I said that sort of describes how I felt about it. For me, this didn't make sense for a myriad of reasons. Like, one, like you've spent the last... like 2 really big shows, like building up Lockie. Like you had him in a fairly decent match with Scott Green with the dumpster match. Like I thought that was a fairly decent outing for him in the first. Like we raved about his debut. Matt Hayter in the quarterfinals, really good match, a decent amount of time with the 2 of the guys, and then we hit to this where really nothing happened in this match. When you think about it, like I can describe this whole match to you probably in about a minute. So the bell rings. Lockie, Scott looks like he's going to dive or run at Lockie McIntyre, diverts and hits Carter Deems, like dives through the ropes, hits Carter Deems, gets back in the ring. Basically, Lockie and Scott run around the ring for a while, outside the ring for a while. Lockie grabs a chair, comes into the ring. Referee sees the chair, grabs the chair.
Takes the chair.
Gives the chair to Scott. Yeah, gives the chair to Scott. Scott looks like he's going to hit him, therefore, like basically trying to beg him to DQ him, get himself DQ'd. That didn't work. The referee grabs the chair from Scott. As he's turned away to do it, Lockie's gone for the old nut shot, which he's done for the last couple of shows. Bang. Ow. Why is my leg hurting so much? Turns out Scott had a cup in. Scott then hits his finisher. That is the end of the show. That is the end of the match.
Nice 40.
I was just like, what are we, what? What did you think, Jeff?
I think the 9 times you said what kind of summed it up for me. It was. I don't mind this if it's a normal show. I don't mind this if this is something you want to do in the booking for a normal everyday match. But for Colosseum, which you do consider an important tournament in Australian wrestling, I think that Lockie McIntyre actually deserved better. I like if you're going to even up the score after a monumental battle, this just left a sour taste in my mouth, to be honest. I wasn't a fan of it because I didn't think it was a match, much like yourself, Todd. And that's not good for Colosseum. You want to do it some other time, that's fine.
Jamie, what did you think, mate?
This was a TV segment, not a tournament semi-final.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like a tournament semi-final at all. And, like, character-wise, I like that Scott isn't an idiot and he learned from watching Lockie and previous encounters. And
Yeah.
knew to take
But
out
they could have
Carter.
done a lot of stuff before and doing
Yeah.
that
And
finish,
they
you know
could
what I
have
mean?
played back into their previous match. They could have played into what Lockie did with Matt Hayter, but they didn't. They just cut it all off at the knees and went for short, sharp, get out as quickly as we can.
My only thought is maybe Lockie was injured, so they didn't want to. They wanted to kind of move it on. I don't know, but
Well, maybe, but like even like psychologically, it doesn't work for the tournament because now you've had like Robbie Thorpe, who is the big bad guy, who went 13 minutes with Ben Braxton in a hard-fought, hard-hitting match. So he's going into this thing kind of beat up, whereas Scott Green's walking in fresh as the daisy as the babyface.
Yeah, it didn't help
It's
Scott.
just-
It didn't help Lockie. It hurt Lockie because, like we said, he's been undefeated, and he's been bragging about being undefeated, and then his first loss is in under 3 minutes.
I
And I understand that. I understand that for a comeuppance, but that comeuppance should be at a later date. Do you know what I mean? Like if he lost,
he probably shouldn't have been in
this
the
one,
tournament if this was the plan.
Yeah, well, even if he lost in the tournament, it could have been because Carter Deems had fucked up.
Yeah.
And then you have him just go, I don't need him. I can do this on my own. I wouldn't have lost if he hadn't screwed up. Do you know what I mean? And instead it's sort of like, okay, well, you've blown off this prize of his bragging about his unbeaten streak because you wanted to do a 2.5-minute match for Scott Green to get in there as fresh as a daisy for the final against the guy who went, like I said, 13 minutes in a hard-fought match as the heel. So just that way, I'm just like, this would have made more sense if you'd have reversed that and had bloody Robbie go in, because especially with Robbie going into this match with Ben had that bad elbow. They could have easily done something like that, and that would have, talk about heat. Could you imagine, like, 2.5 minutes, Robbie Thorpe defeats Ben Braxton?
Yeah. People would have been
Holy
even more
shit.
pissed off than they were.
Yes. So that like, overall, I can't say the match was great because it wasn't much of a match. It was a great segment.
Yeah.
It was a segment. The segment was good. And, like, on any other show, that segment would have been great.
Yeah.
But I just thought, in a semi-final going forward in the arguably the biggest tournament in Australia, in Australian wrestling, I just didn't think that fit. Nothing
My
against the
other
two
issue-
guys, but just...
My other issue is if you get kicked while wearing a box, it's still gonna hurt.
Yeah,
Those
it's still
things
fucking rattles.
Those things don't really do a lot.
No.
They still hurt.
I mean, they do a lot, but they don't do a lot.
They don't do enough.
Yes.
They don't make it impervious to pain.
No. Next up, after this, we had a 6-man tag. What were they called? It was
Mana and Minutiae.
Charlie and Minutiae.
Mana and Minutiae. It's actually written there. I didn't even read it properly. El Phoenician, Marley Paletti, and Shay Cassidy defeating North Shore Wrestling, Jack Osborne, Sam Osborne, and Will Ketis in 10 minutes. I tell you what, strap a rocket to those boys because that's what they're doing in PWA at the moment. The Mana and Minutiae are
That's literally
definitely...
one of my notes.
Oh, really? Yeah, they're definitely, and then teaming them with Shay as well, because you're going to get that Shay rub, because Shay is possibly she is one of the most over people on that roster at the moment. What a great teaming, very good match, and leading into more going down the line here with Jack and Sam and Mana and Manouche. It's going to be very interesting leading up. I really did enjoy this match. I don't know about you boys. What did you think, Jeff?
Like this. I like this a lot. Shay as a character she just nails that character. I think, you know how the best wrestling is people turned up to 11. So, Stone Cold Steve Austin and Steve Williams turned up to 11, so on and so forth. Shay Cassidy is Shay Cassidy turned up to 11, and she nails the character, and it's great to see. Really, really like North Shore Wrestling. Like, we're unashamedly fans of them here. They were used perfectly in this show. They didn't overplay them. And Mana and Manouche, just so impressive for a team that's still relatively new. Really enjoying watching them. They've clearly watched the Velocities and have taken bits and pieces from them. Nothing to dislike in this match at all. And it went along. It was a sprint. It was a 9-minute sprint. They crammed so much into that 9 minutes, and every person shone. Just beautiful.
Yeah, Jamie?
So I, much like Jeff, really liked North Shore in this. I think they're such an entertaining team when they're allowed to just wrestle and not do all of the outside interference, over complicating finishing stuff. When they just get in there and hit people really hard and just be wrestlers, they're really great. And they're still using Jack Osborne so well. They're not overexposing him. They're just getting him to come in with a quick burst of power that turns the tide back in their favor, and then he goes out, and then someone else comes in and works a bit, and then they bring him back, and that's the finish. I'm kind of shocked that Todd liked this so much, given the commentary and all of the para slander during this match.
I don't really listen to them. Like, he goes, like, I'm pretty sure one of them goes for the West Tigers. So, I mean, glass houses. Really?
hello, other people who have no idea what the last 3 minutes of this conversation's about.
Yes.
I popped. Big ups, Rosie, on that one.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did cop a drive-by.
Thanks for blaming me in the chat as well. When I knew it was you, because
it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
Me either.
It wasn't me. It must have been Lachlan. It must have been.
Now
Lachlan.
we have heat.
Yeah,
Lachlan.
I'm
Making
serious
enemies
'cause
all over the
it
place.
absolutely wasn't me because I wasn't on Twitter that night.
Because I'm just like, I copped a drive-by. I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, I assumed it was Jeff as well, because I don't have access to the Wrestle Radio account.
I'm not trying to be rude, but I had no idea who you even supported until about 5 minutes ago.
There you go.
Well, actually, over the weekend, obviously, but no idea. No idea.
Yeah. But no, I did cop a drive-by, and that's fine. That is fine. I understand. I mean, we always aim at people higher. That's fine. But yes, I really did enjoy this match. I thought it was really good. I thought it did things. I'm a little bit. I don't know what they're doing with Shay. Whether this is something to maybe move her in Will into something, or if it's just like they're just trying to find things for her to do at the moment while they get something ready for her. But they need to find something for her, because she's undoubtedly one of the strongest characters they have on the show. So they need to find something for her to sink her teeth into.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's like building something between her and Will, because obviously Will has that golden esky. I think he's more likely to maybe go over after the soul of PWA title. And then I think you can spin off Shay Cassidy and Will Kiedis into a soul of PWA feud rather than...
Beautiful.
Because at the moment, Shay's kind of spinning her wheels. It feels like she's also in a position where she'd be ready to go after the soul. But Tuckman has that, who's a massive babyface. Shay's a massive babyface. You can't really put them on a collision course.
Well, look, 4 months ago, or 3 months ago, or whenever it was, we would have been quite happy with her beating Charlie for the PWA Championship.
Yep.
And
the way they built her.
I don't say this about many people, but I cannot see Shay Cassidy, the character of Shay Cassidy, being a heel.
Oh, no, not a chance.
She's
not the way it's currently constructed, but like tweaked. No. Of course you can. Because it's the way they started. They kind of started like that.
Oh, they did. They tried.
Yeah. You bring
them.
She's just too nice and likable to be a heel.
She's so likable.
Yeah. But if you brought... oh, God, I'm blanking on a name.
Kingsley.
If you brought Kingsley back, that's an easy character, an easy way to divert her back into heeldom. Because Kingsley's very good at that.
Yes.
So that would be a way to do that.
As things stand now, Kingsley's probably not coming back as a permanent fix.
No, I wouldn't imagine either. And if she did come back, and this is not a shot on her, I think when the team started, it was very much Kingsley and Shay. But if she came back now, it would, I think, very much be Shay and Kingsley.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that they've really, like the PWA crowd have really embraced this Shay character.
And also, if Kingsley came back now, she's going to get a big face pop on her return, so it'd be hard to immediately pivot them into heels.
Yeah, you would imagine.
You would have to have like Kingsley turn on Shay or something.
Which is what I would think might happen. Anyway, that's fantasy.
Alex Firehart also asked, next tag champs, or do you think they'll wait a while? Well, traditionally, PWA kind of make them wait. So I think that they've built up these challenges really well. I don't know if I see them winning the titles.
Yeah,
but then I don't know who they'd go afterwards.
I think the first time the Velocities went after the titles, and everyone thought, oh, this is their moment. They're going to get it. They lost. So I could see Manor and Minush having a same thing where you think they're going to get there and they fall a little bit short and have to go under the wing of someone like the Velocities or something and build their way back up.
Moving on from that, we had the winner enters number 30 in the PWA 10-man over-the-top challenge. EC, here we go, strapping on the old Lock
voice.
Yes. EC Brownie defeated Carter Deems, Cosmo Cooper, Frankie B, Kai Drake, Michael Spencer, Rita Stone, Skater Boy Pidgey, and Xander Sullivan. And I guess we can say Tuckman, although he didn't really make it in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was an entrant, but he never.
He was an entrant.
He never entered. So
He never quite
maybe
got
he's like, Curtis Axel.
Yeah.
He's still not been
Never
eliminated from
eliminated.
that.
From the Royal Rumble. Undefeated.
Yeah, I mean, if Brownie got out over the top rope, then like he's got a real case of saying he won that.
Brownie probably did get out over the top rope.
Oh dear. Anyway, speaking of that though, he got attacked on the entranceway by, was it Sin? Tony
Sin.
Tony Sin. So it looks like Tony Sin will be the next challenger for the Soul of PWA, which is a kind of a left field option. Would you agree?
It is a bit out of left field, but also he gets a lot of heat from the PWA crowd, so I think that's a good pairing, and you could have him beat the living hell out of Tuckman, and then Ketis cashes in.
Yeah.
I think what I've seen of Tony Sin is he can really go. Like, he's really quite good in ring, and he's got wonderful...
PWA trained, that's one thing you can say. Like, none of them suck in ring.
No.
Like, you know what I mean? There's none of them in ring you're like, well, it's pretty shit when it's getting... Like, he's just getting by on his character. He's not really good in the ring. Like, you can't really say that about anybody from PWA.
No, not really. Well, not at all, really. But yeah, I'm keen to see those also because, from a character perspective, Sin is the complete antithesis of the Tuckman. So it'll be really interesting to see where that ends up. Yeah,
DJ says, I like the guy who looked like Richard Simmons. Didn't catch his name, but I think that was Xander Sullivan, as Alex.
I think
that does seem like a Xander Sullivan.
Sounds like Xander.
Yes, it does.
If you're listening, Xander, you're now Australia's Richard Simmons, mate. Enjoy that.
I don't think you would. What did I know that we have talked off air about our misgivings of the end of this? So, Jamie, what did you think of the battle royal itself?
There was a few things in here that I was just like, that doesn't make much sense logically. Like Michael Spencer eliminating both of the other members of MK Plus Ultra early on in the match when there was still a bunch of people still in there. I was like, that seems like a strange choice, but I did like that Kai Drake was like, no, that's fine. Everyone's in there, man for himself.
That's what we're supposed to do.
That's what we're supposed to do, so that's all good. I also wasn't a big fan of the sort of the Kofi spot that Rita Stone had, where a whole bunch of just random PWA crew members ran out to catch her. I'm like, what? I would have preferred that if it was like Braxton was out there supporting her and caught her or something like that, not random crew members who caught her, carried her around, and then put her back in the ring and then scattered and left.
No, he put her on the chair, ringside chair. The first row that was vacated by the Colosseum for Braxton people.
Yep. Yeah, but then they put her back in the ring, and then she
jumped. She jumped.
Okay.
She jumped. She did jump.
I still don't like it. I would have preferred if she jumped from the apron to the chairs.
Brother,
but then that's risky.
That's risky, and she's like 5'1". Give her a break. I mean,
I didn't
I like
find that
Rita.
spot.
I just didn't like that spot. Because it's like,
I didn't find that spot offensive or objectionable at all.
Do you know what? I didn't mind it because I didn't see like there wasn't like a group of trainees. It was like one dude. It was almost like the one dude was just happened to be walking past when she fell at him and he caught her because you can see him catch her and played it like, what the hell am I? How did this happen? And then put her on the seat. Like, I didn't mind that. Like, that's what I mean. I'll let it pass. I didn't really like I thought the finish was weird.
Yeah, it all built to that.
There was
then you
two
had Brownie,
finishes.
Rita.
Yeah, there was 2 finishes that they did. If they'd have done either one of them, would have been fine. The fact that they did both of them made it not so fine. Made it weird. Like, I think that Frankie had a really good showing in that quarterfinal. I don't know what this did for her too much as a follow-up. Also, they really didn't mention anything about the whole PPK. I'm wondering if they've just dropped that gimmick completely and decided not to talk about it anymore. With Nikki.
It's in a weird spot because I know Nikki was doing a lot of stuff for the Mardi Gras Film Festival, so maybe wasn't available for the last couple of shows. But it's just like, yeah.
But
Don't
then
just
you also would have
ignore
thought
like reference
yeah,
it somehow.
Don't ignore it. And if she was available, I don't know why you're not promoting the hell out of her in that show.
Yep. But yeah, like you said, the finish was silly because you had Rita had her Kofi spot, then got back in the ring, and it was down to her and Brownie, and then Rita looks like she was destroyed on that elimination.
Yeah.
And Frankie slides in, and then Frankie loses. I was like,
yeah,
what are we? That just seems like a weird choice of like you said, Frankie went from a big
kind of
moment last show to all of her momentum was just cut off immediately on this show.
Yeah, it kind of felt like they had 2 good ideas for the finish, and somebody's gone, oh, we'll do both. We'll do both. That'll be fine, because then it'll get everybody over. Where it kind of, I didn't feel like it did. Anyway, I thought it was just weird. Like, I don't mind the winner. I think EC Brownie coming in as the 30th really makes sense, because that's your big bruiser coming into the 30th. I think if Rita had come into the 30th, I think that would have been great as well. Very, like, Rey Mysterio-y coming in at the end. It was just weird. It was weird. I don't think it helped Frankie.
No, I agree.
And
I think
it still helped like Rita, because like you said, she died on that thing. So like it looked like she gave everything that. They had some really nice parts of that battle royal that were like showcasing her, which I think she kind of needed too after the last 2 things with Braxton and
Moretti.
Also Moretti. She kind of needed that, and I think Brownie did a great job in helping showcase her as well into that finish. But the double finish was weird in my feelings anyway.
But Brownie has undoubtedly come a long way. Like, the guy is getting very, very good, very entertaining to watch. Does his work as a heel so well. But all the work that PWA did to put Frankie B over was undone, in my opinion, by this decision, because she came back in, you give the hope spot, and then you kind of go, we're not just going to take it away after 5 minutes of battle. No, we're going to take it away after about 15 seconds. And it was just a little bit deflating, in my opinion. And it's a shame, because I thought that Frankie B, all 4 of us were like, where's this Frankie B been hiding? She's amazing. She's great. We want to see more of this. And then you kind of half offer it and take it away. And it was just a little bit disappointing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of think it's weird that if they have decided to axe the whole double person working as one person PPK gimmick, they haven't came up with a reason why, or they haven't announced that that's happening. So, because when I saw Frankie come out, I was expecting to see Nikki come out as well. And I'm like, I think I even messaged you, Jamie, so I guess they're dumping this whole thing completely, because they're not even mentioning really Nikki in this too much that I heard anyway.
Yeah, even just like a promo from Frankie after that Colosseum quarterfinal, just being like, I know I can do this myself now. I'm gonna try this by myself for a little bit and see how it goes. Would have been enough for me.
Yeah, well, like just say
Because then you can go back to it if you want
Nikki's
to.
Nikki's off being a movie star at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do this. But yes.
But like the final three, I would have been happy with any of those three winning.
Oh, yeah.
Brownie, Rita,
Yeah.
or Frankie. Any of those three could have won, and I would have been like, yeah, that's a good choice.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Just the way it happened, not a great choice.
No, agreed.
Next up, we had the PWA heavyweight title. Big Fudge defeating Aaron Jake in 14 minutes and 30 or 24 seconds. I'll just say 14 minutes and 30 seconds. First defense for Fudge, and very decent. I think we've seen Fudge do about as much as what we've seen him do in a long time. Like, I think maybe his match with Ricky South would probably be the last time I've seen him work at this kind of a level. Jeff, what did you think of the match?
I liked it. I liked the story they told behind this. You know, the way you could see Aaron Jake is something. That guy's got something. Like, he looked like he was sad. He looked like he had the weight of the world on his shoulders while he was beating Fudge, someone who he clearly has considered a friend, while he was, you know, trying to take that belt and therefore inflicting violence upon him. And Fudge is clearly so over and so popular. And the way they worked together was actually really good. It could have been a mismanagement of styles almost, but they actually put it together really nicely. I liked a lot about this match. I like the fact that the crowd reacts when Fudge gets pumped up. And I think it was really nice. I think it told a really, really nice story. And as I said, Aaron Jake just pushed that guy to the moon because he's a great heel, and I can see him as a baby face because of his story. And maybe this is starting to turn him towards being a baby face. But this was just, I really thought this was a terrific match.
Yeah, Jamie, what did you think, mate?
I was a little bit indifferent on this one. Like, I enjoyed the storyline that they were going for with this, and like particularly the Aaron side of the story. I just felt in the actual match itself, it kind of felt like Aaron had to ride the brakes the whole time. Like, it felt like he wanted to work this match so much faster, and he was just kind of throttling down to stay with Fudge rather than taking it to the way where the Aaron Jake character would push it to the extreme and win. So I think maybe storyline wise that was a good thing, but yeah, it also just didn't feel like a heavyweight title match for me. It just felt like a good storyline match, which is like, I think that's something that Big Fudge has to kind of build to be classed as like the top champion in a promotion character wise.
Yeah, it is hard really when you think about it, because like coming forward, like Aaron Jake was pretty much the most logical person he could have feuded with off the top, and they've kind of just done that now. So I don't know who's next. I'm guessing whoever wins the battle, the
Metro Rumble.
Metro Rumble, that will be your next. Well, it is the next logical challenger. You've also got Ketis in the wings that could at any time cash in that esky, which makes a good match as well. Just those two characters together.
Well, they've had so much interaction.
Yeah, exactly. Macho Man Eddie Savage said, I thought this told such a great story. Jake really didn't want to resort to cheating, and as soon as he did, it cost him, because Fudge always knew he would. It was great. It was great stuff. Yeah, like I 100% get where Jamie's coming from, and because Fudge just, he isn't your logical choice or logical thought when you think of like PWA champion. Like,
yeah, you look at the lineage of that belt, and it's like,
and it's nothing
it's
against
in-ring
him. It just looks
craziness.
weird. Yeah, it just looks weird on a poster. Him with that title doesn't fit right now. And I'm sure that a couple of really good title defenses, that might change. The perception might change. But yeah, it just felt, I don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and I thought the match was fine. I thought Jake did a really, really good job. I get what you're saying, 100%, Jamie, when it did feel like Aaron was kind of like 3/4 pace, almost. Sort of like not sort of like somebody's behind him with some reins, just like no.
Yeah, like you go back and you
big
watch some of
fella.
those tag matches with Bel Pierce and Aaron Jake, and he was full throttle the whole time. Everything's really fast, crisp, and hard hitting. And this was kind of just like he's really taking his time. Like it's like everyone says, like slow down. If you think you're going too fast, slow down.
Yeah.
It's like he was consciously doing that, but went too slow.
But overall, not a bad first outing for Fudge. It's a constant thing too, where sometimes I feel like I've watched something and I'm not too. I thought it was good, but not great. But then I hear a crowd go nuts for the finish, and I thought maybe that's just not my thing. Maybe it's just because they obviously love it. So
I think I liked it more than you gentlemen. Because
I didn't hate it. Like I didn't hate it.
No.
At all.
I don't. Neither of you are saying that you were bored it or didn't like it. You're just saying that it didn't quite gel with you. I think it gelled more with me because of the work that Aaron Jake was doing. I also think that this is his first sniff at the heavyweight title. So from a mental perspective, he wants to slow it down and make sure he's doing everything right because it is such a big thing. So I kind of read it as that more than what you're saying, but I can understand why you're saying that, Jamie. But yeah, that was just how I read that. I thought that was something really different and interesting.
Next up, when we
it's like the guy getting to the thing that he's been working for and throwing out all of the things that got him to that point because he's like, oh, this is the big moment, I can't stuff it up.
Yeah, that was the way I read it, and
maybe that's the story going forward too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I didn't take my chances, but the way I normally would have. That won't happen if I ever get another shot.
Yep.
And I think that's a good story.
Which means maybe there's more story to tell there with the two of them.
I think there is.
Where Aaron just literally snaps and then goes full after Fudge, which I could see happening, and I think he'd be really good at that too. That just on the edge of like psychosis kind of thing. I think that'd be a really nice like.
What I'd almost say is he's really lovely to every other member of the roster, except his friend, because he couldn't get it done.
Ex-friend.
And he's just a menace to Fudge, which just creates so much sympathy for Fudge. Heat for Jake just works.
Next up after this, we had the PWA Colosseum 2026 final. Scott Green defeating Robbie Thorpe in 8 minutes 40 to become the holder of, was it King Cobra?
Yeah.
Yep.
The holder of King Cobra, the sword. And the biggest accolade in Scott Green's career so far, and a step out of what was the ever-growing shadow of Tuckman. Match was weird in my opinion. Like, I didn't hate it, but I just thought it was weird for a final. Jeff, what did you think?
It was very short for a final. You want the Colosseum final mentally to go 20, 25 minutes of good, intense action. It was definitely missing a factor. Maybe because, they got told 3 minutes before they went out, oh, you're down to 8 minutes 40. You've got to just hit the key spots and go to the finish. But it was definitely missing something for me to really like it as a Colosseum final. Robbie sitting in the Braxton section chairs. Chef kiss, amazing. So good. Just so good. I look a lot to like, but yeah, something fell short for me on that one. Jamie?
I agree. It felt like they didn't get out of first gear. It felt like they were just getting started in this and never hit that next level that you expect from a Colosseum final. Like it, ultimately at the end of it, I was like, that didn't have the gravitas of a Colosseum final that we've seen from previous encounters like Paris and Zack Sabre Jr. that was 20 odd minutes of back and forward, and you're like,
you are asking them to compete with a Zack Sabre Jr. match.
yeah. But even previous Colosseum finals, like the Grayson Waller final, that was like epic, and Moretti Bonza, which was an epic as well. Like,
Brilliant.
8 minutes just didn't feel like, it felt like they needed probably another 10, and I would have had a bit more favorable outcome for it. But like Jeff said, Robbie is despicable. He's easy to hate. He's got such a punchable face, especially when he gets all cocky in his own feels and like yappy with the crowd. And that moment where he sat in the chair was just like, oh, you're lucky those people aren't there because they might kill you.
When he sat there and he was like, he put one arm on one chair on one side and one arm on the other, and turned around to someone next to him or in the row behind him and went, hello. I just thought that was amazing.
Yeah, I just
good.
It's, I don't know if it's a too inside a baseball term, but it didn't have the level changes that a final needs. Like it really just felt like it was like 95% heat on Thorpe's part, 5% offense on Green's, and he got the win.
This is
which was just that's when I was just like, oh, that's wow, okay, that's not what I expected.
It was like one of those Raw main events where the guy gets beat up, hits a finisher and wins.
Well, it was a John Cena formula for what, 10 of his years until he got the US title, and then he started actually having matches, and from then on he was pretty good. But it was his formula. That's what it was. It was a John Cena Raw main event.
Macho Man Andy Savage said, this version of the tournament over 2 nights with this field and this final did this version of the tournament over the 2 nights with this field and this final damage the Colosseum brand. Do you know what though? I don't know that if it damaged the brand, but I think because we missed last year's, we were expecting a hell of a lot, and possibly we were expecting more than they could have delivered regardless. Do you know what I mean? Because like it's a year off.
I expect the anticipation levels were too high, given the year off.
That's what I'm saying. Like they had a lot to work that was working against them. They didn't have the 2 nights. They
and the previous tournament had Zack Sabre Jr. in it.
Yeah, had an international in it.
How do we match up to that?
No. The previous tournament was the one Jess won. The tournament before that was the one with ZSJ, mate.
Yep.
I'm not even in Sydney, and I know this.
The good thing about this tournament is they showcase a lot of the younger talent, which I thought was good. It wasn't your like standard like Jess and Chevs and like Bonza or Moretti or the people that have been around for eons. They really did focus on the young core group of PWA members and also some of the best from around the country, which is essentially what like the Colosseum tournament was designed for. The best around the country getting together for over 2 nights. I mean, this 2 nights was truncated, but I think maybe if it was a back-to-back show, it might have been a lot better. I don't know. But I thought while the final was fine, I thought it was just too quick. And I thought that Robbie Thorpe did a really good job. I thought Scott Green did a great job as an underneath babyface pushing hard. I just don't think they gave him enough offense on the comeback. And so it felt very much like Thorpe is just beating the shit out of him, goes for a moonsault, gets super kicked, thing hits his splash, and then we've gone home.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it felt like. And I don't know if it was a time crunch. I don't know what it was. But yeah, that's my feeling going away from it. I don't think there was anything wrong with the workers. I don't think there was anything wrong with the actual match, but I just don't think the match suited the position it was in.
If you wanted to do that, I mean, I can understand Green winning. Fine, yeah, great, actually. But if you want to do that, you don't put this in as the final. You put this in as a semi, and you swap the semis.
Well, no, you put it in as a final, but you put it in as a final over 20 minutes. Not 8 minutes 40.
8:40 was, and
especially
remember
after he
that
came off a 2-minute semi-final.
Yeah.
Like he should have been able to fight longer than 8 minutes.
And remember that not only that it was a 2-minute final, but there was nothing there. It just felt like, oh yeah, that's over. Okay.
Yeah,
it didn't have any of the pomp and circumstance of like the sword presentation, and like last year when Chevs won it, they had the dancer come out and present the sword, and you had all these big extravagant things to make the final seem bigger than it even was. And this one, it was kind of just, this is the semi-main event of the show.
Yeah. That maybe just the circumstances with the way they had to do it with the AEW show and then this show, they just couldn't do it this year, which is a bummer considering they missed last year's. But hopefully next year's they will learn from this and sort of go, okay, we need to make this year's a fucking massive tournament because we're just. Yeah. Andy Savage says, Colosseum has an incredible legacy wrestlers as past winners. First time they used it to push a guy who should have felt like a big deal. I'm not sure this did. They like really, they sort of had to go with Scott Green because at the moment he's got the hot hand. I mean, he's literally on national TV.
National television every night.
We started this show tonight. Like he was, I don't watch Survivor, but like I walked past and I said to my wife, "Is Jackson still in?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, cool." And let's face it, over the first couple of weeks of the show, he has had one of the bigger moments in the show, where he sort of like blindsided Dirty Harry, which is fed off into
IWA stuff. It's great.
Yeah, IWA stuff. I know that Dirty Harry's on EPW this weekend. But just that swerve that he put on Harry was brilliant. And this is from someone who doesn't watch Survivor regularly.
Having worked with Harry a couple of times, you know, he's a lovely chap. He won't want me saying that. He's a heel, but he's a lovely guy.
Yeah, way to ruin it, Jeff.
Yeah.
But no.
Jeff's got heat.
Yeah. About time someone else did, says Lachlan.
Well, he's got
like, he was the guy,
anyway.
He's the guy in PWA that they kind of had to go. If they were going to give the tournament to somebody in PWA at this moment in time, and it wasn't Brax, because let's face it, the last couple of years have sort of like been built around Brax and Colosseum. I think maybe if he wasn't in Survivor, this might have been Brax's year.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it's like, hey, brother, like, I'm sorry, we have to go with the guy who's on national television as we speak.
Especially like if he does like any sort of promotional stuff for Survivor later, he can show up with a sword. Like, look, I won this outside of Survivor.
I won a sword.
I also think, like, it makes sense.
Next thing you know, he just shows up on the island with his big sword cutting bread.
He just randomly got a sword on the island for no reason. Like,
where did you get that from? No reason.
Yeah, I tripped out on the weekend for some reason. None of this is a criticism of either Scott Green or Robbie Thorpe. You know, they're great, but it's just this match deserved so much longer as a match. You can, as you said, Todd, you can have the same result over 20 minutes, 22 minutes. It's a perler. Also, don't forget that the first minute or so of a match is just wrestlers sort of, you know, moving around and in the feeling each other out period, which is never, you know, it's a minute.
Yeah,
or
they
two
just didn't. They didn't give it the time for a final. That's all.
No. Yeah.
And like Alex Firehart says, do we think one or two of the matches should have been scrapped to allow more time? don't think you can scrap many of those.
No.
No.
Like you
Only
could
1, 2,
maybe
3,
take out the
4.
10-man top rope thing and move that to the next show, because there is a show between now and the
Yeah.
Rumble. Maybe move that to that, and that gives you an extra only 5 minutes.
6 minutes, yeah.
It does. It's,
Maybe
it's-
But
take
still.
maybe take a minute off Fudge and Jake, make that 13 or 12, and that gives the guys another 2 minutes to be 18. That at least is beginning to look like a decent time.
Yep.
But even though that was the final of the Colosseum tournament, that was not the final of this show. The final of this show was a steel cage match. Jessica Troy and Charlie Evans. Jessica Troy defeating Chevs in 15 minutes 16 in what was a match that I thought was going to go one way and was kind of just a match that happened in a cage. Like, it was a steel cage match, but it was like a match that happened in the cage. Jeff, what did you think of this thing?
I wanted to like this more than I wound up liking it. Chevs was wearing white but didn't bleed.
Oh no,
Which is
when she
weird,
walked
'cause
out with that, when she
Chevs
walked out
loves
with
a
white, I
bleed.
said, of course she's wearing white. Of course, why
Yeah.
wouldn't she?
Yeah. I think someone in our chat said that because the four of us were chatting and with a little, you said
Was
that
I?
with a little bit of banter.
There was two things I said. I was like, when she came out in white, I said, of course she wears white. And then before Jess comes out, it's like, if Jess comes out wearing that crochet gimmick, I'm turning this off and you can tell me what happened.
She was wearing crochet gear. It was just new gear.
New gear.
It was, it was the same gear she wore in for her big match against Chevs the first time.
Yeah, it's the crochet Spartan gear.
Yeah. So it was like leather crochet, not friggin' like crochet.
Yeah.
The match itself was okay. I mean, much like yourself, Todd, I was like, why is this in a cage? There were maybe 1 or 2 spots involving the cage, which, if I see a cage match, I was 4 years old when Magnum TA and Tully were doing that incredible cage match. There's a lot you can take from cage matches over time.
You want to see
little
people flung into the cage. You want to see, you want to see climbing. You want to see, as much as we malign saying it, you want to see North Shore wrestling from the outside and getting knocked away, and sort of like, not a lot of this happened. Like,
No.
it just wasn't what you expect in a cage match.
I agree completely. I mean, you could have had North Shore Wrestling come out and then Scott Green come out with the sword to try and, there's a lot of, while I'm agree with Jamie that sometimes North Shore overplayed, this invited some kind of shenanigans and, throwing something in the cage to kind of make it, ref takes a bump.
Especially if this is like the end all be all of their feud, which is the way this was advertised. Like,
and
we
then
can't
ended
sort
up
it out. Yeah.
And then the ending where they just kind of looked at each other and Chev sat outside the cage and was upset, which is understandable with Chev's character. I just thought that there could be something. There was stuff missing almost in that post-match stuff, from my perspective, just the lack. I think there was a certain lack of intensity from my perspective. You want the blow off of a feud to be fucking. You watch Owens and Zayn when they wrestle, they make you think that they absolutely detest each other. It's just the way they work together, and it's always been that way since Steen Erico broke up 20 years ago now. But
yeah, do you know what it is? Like, I think we wanted Steen and Generico, and we got Jimmy versus Jay.
Yeah, to an extent. I think you're being a little harsh, but yeah.
No, but I'm just saying that it didn't feel like they pulled out all the stops.
Yeah, they certainly
with each
did.
other.
And I think that kind of hampered my personal enjoyment of the match. Don't kill me, Chevs or Jess. I still like you both. You're great people.
But yeah, that was my big note as well. Like, there was a high level of physicality. Like, there's a spot where Jess is sitting on the bottom rope and Chevs does the low crossbody that pushes her back into the cage, and that was
I like that.
That was one of the big spots where you're like, oh, that looked brutal. But with this long-standing heated rivalry that they've built up over the last, year and a half between these two, it didn't feel like this cage match had the savagery or bitterness come through it. Like, there was no, like, screaming, like, fuck you at each other or I hate you or stuff like that. It was kind of just like, oh, we're just doing moves and we're just having a match that just so happens to be inside a steel cage. I also didn't like that for the finish, or one of the spots, they had the ref pull Jess off Chev's. Like, it's a cage match. There's no rules. Like, let her destroy her if she wants to.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think that the other thing, sorry, and I forgot to say this when I was just chatting about it a minute ago. The other thing that threw me is the videos were all like, for when a feud has to end somewhere. And it can't end anywhere else. A steel can, you know, you're getting more and more excited, and you're like, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be violent. We're going to see blood. And no.
Especially when it's Chev's walking into that thing as well.
Yeah.
Like, Chev's
that's the
usually
thing,
one that, like, if you're gonna talk shit, Chev will back that shit up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And also,
just-
Chev's is, like, very Moxley-ish. And is like, okay, she's bleeding. That makes sense. It's Chev's. And then we didn't get blood in the match where you were like, of course there's going to be blood in this. And there wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay, that's strange.
As soon as she walked out in the white, I'm like, okay, well, that's going to get completely destroyed by the end of this match.
Yep. A couple of things I will credit, though, is, like, obviously, like we said, big ups to the ring crew for being able to get that cage up so quickly. Production-wise, that theme song that Chev's came out to is an absolute banger. It's incredible. Use that all the time. And then there was a shot from inside the cage that went over Chev's shoulder, looking up the stage as Jess came out. And I thought that's an incredible moment of, like, cinematography for this match. That it's like, I've seen it on New Japan and AEW where they'll have the cameraman in the corner and, like, take the shot between someone's legs at the opponent in the other corner. It was like that, but their own spin on it, and I loved that.
Yeah.
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 And
so it was a great match. It just wasn't a great cage match.
Yeah.
They could have done it without the cage and you wouldn't have noticed.
The other thing, production-wise as well, I wanted to shout out Jax Jordan with the graphics, the new lower thirds that they had for the names. Brilliant. Much better than the last ones they had. I thought it fit the theming and everything of the PWA brand much better than the last few have, and I want to see those all the time.
I'm aware this might get me banned from the show for the future, but Rosie and Gail did, as always, a very solid job on commentary.
Great to have Rose back for this too. I know he turned down one of his other jobs because he was like, I can't miss both Colosseum shows. So he turned down like a radio
He was probably
gig.
afraid he was going to get fired if he did.
Yeah, he turned down a radio gig for, I think, the Waratahs, like their second rugby game. Because the last one they had...
That's the Waratahs. Who cares about rugby league union?
But yeah, they had their first game last show, so he had to do that. And then this one he was like, no, I cannot do. I have to do PWA because I can't miss both Colosseum shows, which is big ups to him to take that.
Tony Schiavecki just stepped in for him.
Yeah.
Because we know Tony will pick up a gig.
Tony will pick up any gig. Any gig. Love you, Tony.
That was PWA Black Label in a Cage. Look, it was a really good show. It just, I guess, and looking back at it now after I think the biggest thing that hurt both these Colosseum shows was that we were really expecting something massive, being that they missed last year's, and this didn't feel massive. Really good matches, some confusing booking, which we went over, but like all the workers are great. All the workers are great. The matches, by and large, the matches were really good. Like we said at the very top of this show, like Thorpe and Braxton, that was a great. If that match was the final, that would have been great.
Yep.
It was just weird
overall, Colosseum, I think night 1 was the better overall show than night 2.
Yep. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
it didn't have that.
agree.
There wasn't that electricity in the air.
Yep.
There wasn't that special feeling that a Colosseum final show normally has. And I hope they rediscover that feeling for next year. I really do. I hope they do it over 2 nights next year instead of over 2 nights a month apart. Yes, over a weekend. Thank you.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday night.
Yes. But check it out. It is, I hate saying this, free on YouTube, so you can check it out. I know. I said I hate saying it. I gave it the preamble before. I hate saying this. It's free on YouTube. Go and check them out. PWA, again, one of the preeminent promotions in the country. Like, it usually comes down to two or three promotions when we talk about promotion of the year every year. PWA is always one of those ones in the discussion. Do go and check them out. Go and check that show out, especially. The next show is the Dropout show. I can't remember the date of that show off the top of my head. Can you look that up, Jamie, while I vamp rather quickly? It is something
I know
about
it's returning to
dropouts.
Liberty Hall, though, which is exciting.
Liberty Bibbity.
It is.
Yeah. Which, again, that's something we mentioned during the night. Like, go on, mate.
It's called PWA Black Label Dropped Out. It's on May 29th at Liberty Hall, which is Max Watts. So that's exciting.
There you go. Yes, so get your tickets for that one. If you're in Sydney, you can go check that out. If you're not, follow their YouTubes because they are, I think they're pretty much the only promotion that does live stream their actual shows. Off the top of my head,
Yes.
Doesn't
Would we be right?
Pro as well?
Well,
Not always, but
Not always.
they do occasionally.
Yeah.
yes, I'm not sure if they're doing this weekend's actually, because
I would think they are.
I know another
They
company
usually
that's
do.
doing one this weekend, but we'll talk about that in a few minutes.
Okay, but we'll pivot to that. So, this weekend in Oz Wrestling, special thanks to Michael Lee at Australian Wrestling Community on Facebook page. Give them a follow. He is over everything that's happening in Australian wrestling. In New South Wales this weekend, we were talking about it sort of tangentially before. Newey Pro Wrestling have Brawl at City Hall. I'm not too sure if that's going to be live on YouTube. They do usually do those brawls at City Hall live. So go and check it out just in case, because that will be a really good show. Also, on March the 14th, we have Australian Wrestling Superstars at Mortdale, Integrity Sports Entertainment Hunted in Penrith, and on Sunday, March 15th, at Bexley, All-Star Wrestling Australia have Overload. In Queensland, Venom Pro Wrestling have Country Cash at the Walloon Hotel, or as they call it, the Walloon Saloon. I know that pops one person that I know watches this show. So that is a free show too. Unless you want to sit down, then it's $15. So, like, if you feel like standing for 2.5 hours, then yeah, it's a free show. Otherwise, $15, you can have a ringside seat. In South Australia, Riot City Wrestling have the second of their 3 Fringe Mania shows, Mega Slam at Rymal Park. It is in the Fringe, so it's in the Garden of Unearthly Delights. Get down there to support that. Like, again, it's not too hard because like those shows pack out, and the crowd looked amazing. I'm actually surprised we haven't got the other one up, their first show up yet on YouTube to watch. But keep an eye out for that on
It
their
is only
YouTubes, 'cause
Wednesday.
they're usually. It is true, yeah. I keep forgetting we're earlier in the week this week. But go and check them out if you haven't already. In Victoria, Alpha Pro Wrestling have King of the Castle in Lee Creek on March the 14th. And in WA, rounding out the weekend, Explosive Pro Wrestling, Pink is the New Black in Merriwa. It's on Saturday night, like I said before. Also on that show, Straight from the Jungle, Star of Channel 10 Survivor Redemption, Dirty Harry is scheduled to appear. The card on this show for EPW, because the card is out now, so we'll quickly run it down and talk about it. The EPW Coastal title will be in a Warboy Open Challenge, so Dustin Connors defending his title against, we don't know quite yet. Elijah Henry takes on Rogan Kargas. EPW Tag Team title match. Now, originally this was going to be Australian Takeover ATO, Julian Ward and Kaz Jordan up against Simply the Best. But one of the Simply the Best got injured. So they've had to jostle the card around. Don't know what that's like at all. Anyway, they will be defending their titles now against the House of Free Spirits, the Great George and Fazal Ali, which will be a great match in itself. There will be a triple threat match, Michael Morleone against Jared Slate and Adonis Matthews, who is one of Simply the Best. He slides into that match. I think he pretty much he subbed for Fazal Ali, who went into the tag match. So that's the way they sort of juggled that around. Also, we have Felix Young against Bruno Nitro, which would be interesting to see Bruno, because I'm not sure if this is his first outing wrestling as a heel, but it'll be interesting to see. I can't remember off the top of my head. And, of course, in the main event for this one, the EPW Heavyweight Championship in a fatal four-way. James Harness defending his title against Mikey Broderick, Jay Taylor, and Lucas Fantasia. That's going to be a cracker of a match. If you're in Perth, in WA, around Mirawa, anywhere near there, get down there and support them because they are the preeminent promotion in Perth. Yes, my friend Jeff, what would you like to say?
Yeah, this is a great card. That main event is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm so looking forward to that. And that tag match, I mean, it's not a substitution that you're going to complain about. It's one that you're going to go, oh, actually, that's going to be great too.
It really is lucky that they've got such a deep tag team roster.
Tag division.
Yeah.
That you can go, okay, we can't put those guys in. Well, the Untouchables can't be there, so we'll do this. Because you think about
Isn't it great?
This is a really stacked card.
That it's a fantastic card, even without the Untouchables, as good as they are.
Like the Untouchables aren't on the show, like Solomon Blackwell's not on the show. It is a stacked card still. It's really, really good. Get around it if you're in Perth. Also, tomorrow night, because we can't be on the air, luckily, Pro Wrestling League will be dropping their Revolution 6 live on YouTube tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, so do your own calculations for that one. Do check that out. A really, really good card. Very strong card. Craven and Zeke Andino in a ladder match for the openweight title. Ricky Utomi defends his title against Yeet Stevens in the main event.
Alex
Yeet Stevens.
Alex Stevens, sorry. It's going to take a while to get used to saying that.
I get you.
I got to manage Mitch Ryder, or One Shot Ryder, and Solomon Blackwell against Good Boys Inc., which was a really good. That was an opener. So the opening of the show was a really strong opener, in my humble opinion. There was a mad multi-man tag team title match in there as well. Very, very good show. Can highly recommend watching, because for once I actually got to watch most of the show, because being we're baby faces now, we could go to the merch desk and actually watch the show. We'd have to sit
You can actually watch the show now.
So I actually got to watch half the show, which was really good. So that will
I'll tell
be...
you what, why don't we look at it next week? Why don't we just review it next week?
We will do that. So that is going live on YouTube tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Also, if you're in Queensland,
just before
guys,
you go into that bit, I just got confirmation Newey is streaming on YouTube this week.
Great.
There you go. So that's Friday night. Let me just
Friday night.
Scroll up. Friday night. There we go. Brawlin City Hall. Newey Pro. Get around it if you want to watch some live Australian wrestling on a Friday night. Perfect for that. Why wouldn't you? 29th of March. This is for wrestlers specifically in Queensland, because it's open to everybody. Wide Bay Pro, 3 Count Academy, and World Beater Wrestling present two exclusive in-ring seminars hosted by Damian Slater, the head coach of EPW, with 23 years of professional wrestling experience. It's at the 3 Count Wrestling Academy, again, like I said, on March the 29th. There will be a fundamental seminar, building grappling foundations, footwork, and meaningful selling. Open Q&A as a seminar as well, training, psychology, career advice, and then there's an advanced seminar for match pacing escalation, all the details you need that will get you rebooked and booked and all of that good old stuff. For one of those seminars, it is $60. For both of the actual seminars, it is $100. Basically, the advanced seminar is only for people that have had a year or more experience actually in ring. So because they're the people that will get the most benefit out of it. So, but I cannot more highly recommend getting along to learn from Damian Slater, because like we talk about how good a worker he is.
That price is incredible. That is absolutely incredible to hear from one of Australia's foremost wrestling coaches. Like, before anything else, price is amazing.
Yes.
And it's a taster of what you'd get at one of the EPW camps. Why you wouldn't go. I mean, you've seen what it's done for Xthena Cade firsthand.
Yeah. Yeah, and then
amongst others.
To register for it, you just email info@widebayprowrestling.com.au or hit up any of their social medias, because they'll be able to get in contact with you. You'll be able to get in contact with them there. They can sort out everything to do with the seminar. That will lead us into our ad break. And we have something, I've got something special for you lads for the ad break.
All right.
Because I actually got sent some footage from a friend of ours, a good old friend of ours, a beloved friend of ours. Young Lachlan.
I'll get Robbie Thorpe on the line, will I?
Yeah. Young Lachlan, who is currently on his sojourn in Japan, sent us a little video thing talking about all the stuff he's done in Japan, like wrestling wise. Because as you can imagine, being the hashtag nerd that Lachlan is, he has checked out a fair few shows in Japan while he's been over there. So
he
some
couldn't
really
just go
good
on a
stuff.
holiday.
Yeah, can't just go on a holiday and chill out, can you? You've got to, although he actually sent, I won't spoil where he sent it from, but he's very much on holiday from where he sent this message from. And then after that, we've got a couple of promos for this weekend heading up. I think James Hartness is one. I think Matt Hayter is another one. I think Damian Slater's one as well. So we're going to see all of that stuff, and we'll be back right after that with all the WWE, all the MyAEW stuff. We're going to get right into the new streaming service that's come out, and all of that good stuff right after this. Oh, you son of a... I hate this fucking thing.
Hello, Lachlan, here on location from Toontown. We're actually going to walk through Fantasyland in a moment, so you might see some of that. Wanted to quickly check in, because obviously I'm going to be here all night, so not going to be able to be on the podcast, and just talk about the wrestling that I've seen over the past week, because it has been a blast. So first was New Japan Anniversary, which was at the gymnasium, the Oda City Gymnasium, which was really cool to, see the venue where New Japan started. Highlight for me was seeing President Tanahashi in the suit. That was a lot of fun. Obviously, the low light was seeing Ichiban Sweet Boys lose those junior heavy tag belts, but what a bloody match it was. That was that's the peak of junior heavy tag wrestling, is those four guys doing it. They nailed it. I do have to address a little bit of criticism. Robbie Eagles said that I might have been a bit busy cheering for Yoshihashi. I want to address the fact that I did not cheer for Yoshihashi. It's the people behind me were having fun cheering his name. It sounded like a fun name to cheer. But I'm a big Jake Lee supporter, especially since Mickey pointed out that Jake Lee wrestles like the Grinch from Jim Carrey's rendition of The Grinch. That's just everything he does is Grinch-like. So I'm a big fan of that now. Look, Anniversary was a ton of fun. You get those big chaotic tag matches. You get a couple of those New Japan Cup matches. The main event, of course, we love seeing Master Wato do his thing. I do think that the MVP was Sho. For the entire show. Every time Sho came out, he was doing something fun. And the fact that Yo seems to be the next challenger is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see that. Just quickly, you want Castle in the background? Can you sit there? It is. There's the Castle. So that was a lot of fun. And then Stardom in Kurikan was an absolute blast. Loved going to Kurikan. It is bizarre to be going to this iconic wrestling venue and then you got to get the elevator up to the 5th floor to get to the venue. That's weird. It also sucked that the World Baseball Classic was on at the Tokyo Dome at the time, so we had to fight through about 6 billion people going to Japan versus Taiwan for the baseball in order to get into Kurikan. but much of a muchness. The Cinderella tournament was so cool. I think that B. Priestley appears to be having the absolute time of her life. Hey, where are we going? Cool, let's keep walking. B. Priestley was smiling the whole time in her, like, 10-person tag match. MyAEW seemed to be having fun in Stardom as well. She was in a triple threat 3, like a 3-on-3-on-3. It was bizarre, but it was fun. And then the Cinderella tournament matches were, you know, just good wrestling. I think that it's Ida was in the main event. She is just absolutely the future. We're turning around, sorry. She is a Japanese Jordan Grace. It's bizarre to see a woman build at 4'9", and she is about 4'3" wide. So just an incredible thing to watch. Some really good, and I don't have a card in front of me, so I can't run through everything right now. But some of the selling I was massively impressed by. You know, you hear the criticism of Japanese wrestling that it's like finisher, kick out, finisher, kick out. Some of the selling, I thought, especially in Stardom, was really incredible that they seemed to, like, not just be grasping at knees and stuff, but if the knee was injured, they would botch coming off the ropes, or, like, botch. You know, they can't do that move because they're hurting. Great stuff. Great show. Had a blast. Obviously, I'm going to stay in the most magical place on earth for as long as possible because I don't think they let Robbie Thorpe in here. I think that you get to the gate and they say, no Robbie Thorpe allowed. So I'm going to stay here and stay safe. Much love to everyone back home, and I can't wait to be back on the podcast next week. See you then.
I fear I'm getting predictable. People are going to click on this, they're going to start watching, and they're going to go, here goes Heartless again. You know, you three have got me backed into a corner, but when I'm backed into a corner, that's when violent animals are at their most dangerous. Bang, 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 bang. That's not happened. I haven't got that fear, the jitters haven't set in, that flash of white hot heat that goes over your head when it's all over and you've been undone. It's not kicked in. And it won't kick in. Because, lads, I asked for this. I went from wrestling one of the best wrestlers this country has produced to wrestling 3 of them. Because there's no glory in easy battles, lads. I walk in March 14th. The ace of Perth professional wrestling. The very mountaintop of Australian professional wrestling. Sitting on the throne. And, lads, all you are is scratching and clawing at the gates. Just waiting to usurp me. But I do not pay kindly to traitors. So sing your sorrows, boys, because at Pink is the New Black, a very fun name, Fantasia, you are going to come to find that the saying rings true. When you come for the king, you best not miss. And you are coming for the king of the emos. Who?
I'm on a mission to conquer all worlds, and it doesn't matter which city, which country, which style, who they were trained under, or who they've beaten lately. I want the very best. And I'm going to be honest, Queensland, when it comes to places that I just haven't been to a whole lot lately, you're at the top of the list. And I'm not oblivious. I understand that some of the best talent in the world are coming out of Queensland right now, and that kind of gives me a little bit of FOMO, makes me a little bit jealous, because I need to test myself against that. So I'm going to lay this out really clear, really black and white, really loud for the back row. I am the world beater, Damian Slater, and I am coming to Wide Bay on March 28th at Maryborough City Hall. So whoever you got, rack them up, line them up, test them out, because I want the best.
Boys and girls, cretins and creatures, it is I, the Vice Captain of Team Redshaw, and I'm here to deliver some really bad news. Redshaw sent me a fax and he let me know that Ben Braxton will not be at MegaSlam. And what that means is I have to find us a new teammate, because it is 5 on 5. It cannot be 5 on 4 because the math doesn't add up. So I've scoured the roster, I've scoured the country, I've looked everywhere, high, low, medium, in between, and I found absolutely nothing!
Hayden, what if we used him?
Hayden, what if we used him?
Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we used him? Hayden, what if we us
But Cliff, all you have to do is hold the camera straight. That's your one job.
It was just an idea.
Shut up.
Just an idea.
I have just had a brilliant idea. The newest member of Team Redshaw. Smash. I'm a genius.
Hey,
I'm literally the smartest man here.
It's literally my
I'm
idea.
smarter than teachers.
It was my idea.
Hey everybody, it's Radar Superstar Adam Copeland. I got a bunch of handles. Anyway, call me what you want, but you are listening to WRA, Wrestle Radio Australia.
I don't know why he does that, but
that promo with Hater just made me giggle.
Yeah, that's great. I'm smarter than teachers.
I'm smarter than teachers. Very funny.
I just want to let people know too, because Lachlan talked for so long, I actually had to cut a couple of promos out that I originally was going to put in. I don't want to drop the names of the promos of who I was going to put in, because, I don't want more people angry at him. So Robbie, Xander, please don't be angry at him. I wouldn't drop the names though.
It was an Edward Dusk and a Robbie Thorpe promo, wasn't it? And then a Xander Sullivan promo. They were the ones
he actually insisted that I cut the Robbie Thorpe promo. I didn't want to. But,
well.
you know what Lachlan's like.
Bloody Lachlan.
Actually,
always cutting
I
stuff.
will say this, I introduced the young lad to Australian wrestling. I didn't expect him to become so much like a wrestler that he did exactly what every other wrestler does and gave me the promo the day of the show.
Yep.
So, shout out to him. Anyway, guys, we are back. I actually am glad he's enjoying himself over there. He looks like he's having a great time doing what he loves doing, watching Joshi wrestling, watching New Japan. So, I mean, he's got to be one of the only people I know that has developed a love for Jake Lee off the top. Because not many other people I know right now like
That's an
him.
interesting one.
Yeah, definitely. Boys, what do you think? Do you want to buck the trend? Because normally we talk about WWE first and then we go into AEW. Because really AEW dropped a sort of a bombshell that's more the dominant story, especially for us here in Australia. Maybe we talk about those guys first and then we can swing on over to WWE after that. What do you reckon?
Yeah, that
sounds good to me.
All right, so this week AEW dropped us with that little kind of, I guess, shock, because we heard rumors that they were sort of planning something like this, but they have dropped what they called MyAEW. It's MyAEW International, of course, where we have here, is excluding Canada because they still have all their deals with North America going on. You got your 3 tiers doing it, your monthly plus pay-per-view, and your annual. Now, originally with the wording of this, it wasn't quite clear if they were going to be doing live pay-per-views on this streaming service, but we have been assured by people that there is live streaming pay-per-view. So Revolution will be on this pay-per-view live on Monday. So that is good. We'll just quickly cover off through. I don't know, so Jamie, you might know this more than I would, and I'll just pop us back onto talking to us. Now there are taxes involved. Now, do those taxes involve the prices being more for every tier, or is it just like the yearly one that's the big tax thing?
No, so there is a tax on every tier.
Yep.
I pulled it up. It is. So for the monthly with pay-per-views.
Yep.
It is an extra $2.
So it's like so 32, 31 bucks.
So it comes out to monthly plus pay-per-view comes out to $30.72 Australian.
Mm-hmm.
The annual one, it is a $12 USD tax. So that brings your annual cost up to $184.40.
Okay.
But for that, you're getting Dynamite and Collision live every week. Every AEW pay-per-view for the year, ROH Honor Club, their TV show, and all of their pay-per-views. So
Yes, but not their archive.
Yeah, not their archive. So only you'll get that show that's that week, and that's it.
Yes. I wanted. Do they actually have the archive after these Ring of Honor pay-per-views will be up, or is it going to be a 90-day thing, just like they've said with the other one?
I wonder if they push the archive over to Honor Club and like weirdly try and get people over there, because it's like that's where all of the old Honor Club stuff is. Like, if you want to go back to the CM Punks, the Bryan Danielsons, the Claudio Castagnoli early Ring of Honor stuff, maybe they want you to go over there for that, which kind of silly. I would have just put it all under the one umbrella.
Well, you kind of think with like Honor Club TV and the pay-per-views now being on this AEW International, there really is no reason to have Ring of Honor TV unless you want those archives. And is a sub for every month for that worth just having those archives for when you want to watch it?
Yeah. For me personally, no. Like, I'm happy getting my modern ROH pay-per-views and my AEW pay-per-views on this, because I have Disney Plus as an annual subscription because I watch a lot of stuff on there as well. So I'll just continue watching Dynamites and Collisions that way, unless there is weird timing issues where this might actually come in handy when we start to get into the basketball season, where ESPN tend to preempt Dynamite and move it around and things like that. So that's where this will come in handy. But just for the money you save pay-per-view wise, because Revolution this week, if you don't have AEW Plus on Triller, that's a $35 investment just for Revolution.
Yeah.
Which is more than a month of this streaming service. And then if you go up to the annual subscription, if you get 4.5 pay-per-views, I think it worked out to, pays for this.
Yeah. Well, so I'll quickly go through what because the monthly and just having a look. So the monthly and the annual are pretty much the same thing, but just like you're paying for the year instead of paying for the upfront.
Yeah, you get like a 2-month discount by buying the year.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've got the Watch AEW Fast channel, which is basically, it's just a constantly playing like Dynamites and Collisions, but that does have ads, just so you know, and not skippable ads.
The ads I've been getting, though, are just like a static screen with like a countdown clock of like a minute and a half, and then
maybe they haven't sold the ad yet.
The ad is just a QR code to go to the merch store.
Yeah. So maybe they haven't sold ads just yet for it, which I can understand. I guess they have to have proof of
concept
subs, proof of, before they can actually sell ads. AEW podcasts, which I'm not quite sure what that's going to be. That's still up in the air what they are. Just it's going to be a podcast.
At the moment, it's AEW Uncensored. That's the only one they have. I imagine they might move like that Renee show that she does on YouTube. I think they might move some of those, like, and the RJC stuff. Yeah, I think they might move those over to this.
Yeah. One AEW pay-per-view airing during the current month. So I don't know if that means if there's 2 pay-per-views on the month you don't get it, or I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it's very...
That's what it is. If there's one at the start of the month and one at the end, you're only getting one.
Yeah, that's very weird, that is. AEW Dynamite and Collision live. Ring of Honor TV Honor Club live. Ring of Honor pay-per-view live if during month, which is dumb because, of course. AEW
if there's no pay-per-view that month, how are you going to give it to me?
Yeah. AEW TV archive and select AEW pay-per-view archives. So that's what you get for those. Macho Man Andy Savage says, as far as I can tell, this is only available on external streaming boxes like Apple TV and Roku. So their product relies on tech that was usurped over a decade ago. Insane not to have apps for phones, TVs, and gaming consoles. As far as I know at the moment, I've got mine on my Apple TV and also my Fire
Chromecast?
TV.
I've got it on my Google Chromecast, which is like the one with the remote. You need the one with the remote so you can install an app.
Yes, yeah. So those two, I mean, he is right. It is insane. And we were talking about this off air. I'm shocked that they didn't just rebrand Honor Club as Watch AEW. I don't know. Because
I think it's because I think that might be
Yeah.
because of the issues with current streaming services they appear on. They might have gone. There might be a contractual obligation that if they launch their own streaming service directly, it won't interfere with who they're with in the US.
I think that may have been the issue because Honor Club is available in the US, and they would have had to take it away from US people.
Yeah.
To then do this.
That makes
so
a lot more sense.
Maybe down the line they eventually merge them when contracts and things are
Yes.
renewed, and
You would think though that they might have waited until at least they had an app ready or something for your PlayStations, your Xboxes, your phones.
It does seem like a very AEW rushed out rollout of this.
Never.
There's no phone app. You can watch it on a PC or these like streaming boxes. But I'll tell them that because I have a Chromecast, so it was there ready to go yesterday morning when it dropped.
Yeah. It annoys me
I've
because
watched-
most of the stuff I watch when I'm not home is on my iPad.
Yep. Yeah, and you
And
can't,
so-
unless you go through the browser.
You would have to go through the browser to watch it. And I don't even know if that would work. I'm not too sure.
The browser works. It worked on my phone, so it would work on iPad.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So
you just can't.
You can just go
you
through the
can't
browser.
cast it to anything doing it that way.
I think
that
it's-
makes a lot of sense.
But I agree with you in principle, Todd. The fact that it's not a combined reciprocal of everything Ring of Honor, but that's just put me off personally. That's just made me go, nah.
Alex, I'm pretty sure you can. There is an app in Australia for New Japan World.
Yeah, there certainly is.
Yeah,
There certainly is.
I would maybe
had
check
it
that
when
out if I was you.
It's
Because I know I have an app on my Apple TV, and I have an
there's
app
an
on
app
my...
literally called NJPW World.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's a
what I mean.
weird
Like,
app,
I know.
but it works.
It's a very strange app because essentially it just takes you to NJPW World on your phone, just the website. Yeah, mate. Alex, it certainly is. Mate.
Is there? Yeah. Well, I know it's there on YouTube because I'm not YouTube on Apple because I watched it the other day.
Yep.
Because I wanted to check out the anniversary show. That was the show. Remember what the show that started way early. And when
it started at like 4
turned
o'clock
it on
instead of 6.
Yeah, I turned it on at 6 o'clock. It was the end of the show. I'm like, well, I already know what's happened now. I don't really want to watch the rest of this. But yeah, that's on Apple, just an Apple streaming service, like TNA Plus, like Ring of Honor, like I guess like this will be.
It makes me wonder, like, how long have they been working on this? Because I know, like, but it's weird because it's on Apple TV, so maybe it's different. Like, the Apple TV apps might get approved a little bit quicker, but I know
think
phone
they've been
apps there
working
is
on
quite
it.
a certification process to go through to get them on the Apple App Store.
I think they've been working on it for a while, but I think what they did was Tony wanted to announce it in Australia because he would have loved to have announced that while he's here because you can imagine the number of sales. So I think it was scheduled to be ready for them, but they had to hold it back for whatever reason.
But then if you held it back, why wouldn't you just hold it back for another couple of days and maybe drop it at Revolution?
Because I guess they wanted to get in before too many people purchased.
Yeah.
Because I've already seen people complaining about, like, oh, I would have got the annual thing, but I've already
got
purchased Revolution for this month, so it'll have to wait until after that.
Yeah. Anyway, tomorrow I think will be the big test because that's when Dynamite has their first live streaming, and that's when we'll see what the capability of their live streaming will actually be on this app.
Yep,
And it's a shame. I mean, it would be good to find out, but as we all know, wrestling fans don't ever make noise about anything on any kind of websites or social media, so we'll never know.
Jesus.
So, we'll have to just wait.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm waiting for, the stress test of a live broadcast of Dynamite.
Yes.
See what
But
that
if it works
response is
well,
like. If it works well,
if it
I'm
works
jumping
well-
on that annual subscription immediately.
Yeah, I mean, if it works well, you'd have to call it the Triller Killer, wouldn't you? Because, I mean...
Oh, yeah.
I think that would... for a business that it's already on its last legs by the sounds of it, this will be a huge blow for them internationally.
Well, I imagine AEW is a big portion of their
That's what I
revenue.
mean. Like, the fact that they have an AEW Plus, as well as a fight, like a
Plus the
Triller
pay-per-view
Plus.
cut that they're taking.
Yeah, that would be a big gut punch to them who were already on. They're on the ropes from everything you read. So I think this will be the end of, and maybe this is just really an insurance policy for Tony going, well, if Triller falls over, I'm screwed internationally.
Yeah, I think
For
that's what this
pay-per-view.
is. Let's give ourselves a back door out of here if we need it.
Yeah. But I mean,
Yeah,
you can
according
still
to
get it on
Google-
Triller, so if you haven't got it, you can still get Revolution on Triller. So
It's a
don't
great
panic.
show.
Yes.
Yeah, according to Google, AEW accounted for 24% of Triller's consolidated revenue in 2024,
So that's a lot of
generating
money.
roughly $6.6 million in 2024. So that's a lot of money to go out the window pretty quick.
Yes, very much so. Well, let's cover Revolution because that is on. Why did they have to do a friggin' Sunday night pay-per-view? This. Why couldn't they just keep it on their Saturday nights like I like, so I can watch it on a Sunday?
Especially when there's no football on.
Yeah. We'll go through the card quickly for this weekend. Marina Shafir and Tony Storm with everyone banned from ringside match, which will be good. Big Boom AJ versus, I don't know, but he's going to be there, being big and
Could be
boomy,
over for me.
AJ-ish type. Oh, God. Also, 0 Hour. Ricochet will defend his AEW national title in the 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal, which is interesting.
There's Robbie Eagles is en route to the States, apparently.
Is he now?
He was in Hawaii today and then posted this evening that he was no longer in Hawaii.
He threw
Big
down a
Boom
challenge.
AJ better
to
watch the
Sean
fuck
Dean,
up.
Interestingly.
Big Boom AJ needs to watch out.
I would pop for a Big Boom AJ versus Robbie Eagles match.
Could
Yes,
you
please.
imagine?
The greatest match Big Boom AJ's ever had.
Holy shit. AEW Trios champions Kazuchika Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis will defend against Kevin Knight, Mike Bailey, and Mystico. The AEW Women's World Champion Tekla defends against Chris Statlander in a 2 out of 3 falls match. Brody King takes on Swerve Strickland, and I can't believe that is just a straight up match.
I think that might
get changed tomorrow night. Yeah. Or tomorrow. Bandito takes on Andrade El Idolo, which would be a really good match. AEW, I'm surprised that's not like Ring of Honor Championship type thing. AEW Continental Champion John Moxley will defend against Konosuke Takeshita. I really have trouble with that name. In a no time limit match. AEW Tag Team Champions FTR will defend against the Young Bucks. And AEW World Champion MJF defends against Hangman Page in a Texas death match where if Page loses, he can't challenge for the world title ever again. Boys, I mean, like we always say, the cards are always good.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be long.
Cards are always good.
It's going to be the
damn
show where I hope you have nothing to do on Monday, Jamie, because you're going to be there.
You're not live streaming that, are you? Like,
God, no, I do not want to sit in this chair for 7 hours. I do that anyway, but no. Not on camera. I need to be able to get up and leave.
But there are plenty of show stealers.
Oh,
in
look,
this.
Davis, Okada, and Fletcher against Jet Speed and Mystico. Jesus Christ, that's going to be amazing. That's going to just be phenomenal.
even Marina and Tony Storm, I think, could be incredible.
The way Marina's really picked it up, amazing. And John Moxley against Takeshita. Moxley's just been incredible since he dropped the title. So good.
Well, since he got the Continental title, when he's like, he's going Intercontinental Champion and just like, I'm just going to show you I can actually wrestle. I don't have to do all
because
the...
it's a no time limit match because the AEW Continental Championship is always a 15-minute
20 minute. It's usually a 20-minute time limit.
20 minutes? Sorry, 20-minute time limit. So they're obviously going to go longer than 20. Yeah, really, really good card. Again, probably another very good test for MyAEW. I'm actually interested to wonder, like, we talk about like VPNs from America. I'm going to put that up in a second. We talk about VPNs from America. I wonder how many of those, like the hardcore AEW fans, are going to invest in a VPN and get that MyAEW International, and how that affects their pay-per-view buys going forward. Because they always get like 100 to 140,000 buys.
Yep.
So it'd be very interesting to see how these first couple go.
Yeah, the post like show conference when they ask TK how the pay-per-view buys were, that'd be a very interesting thing, whether he
won't
avoids that question, or if he just like talks about that. Oh yeah, but the AEW International, MyAEW has also had X amount of subscribers, and just kind of pushes it away.
And I just want, because certain things I want to say if that really takes a hit, like a decent enough hit, if like HBO are just like, hey, what are you fucking doing?
Yeah, what have you done?
Yeah, what have you done? Kind of thing. A good friend of Jamie's, I Feel Your Pain, just tuned in to hear Jamie say he doesn't want to spend 7 hours live streaming AEW with me. Lol. So I don't think it's just with you. I think it's just with anybody, really. And he's been defending Jamie.
I did 5.5 hours for New Japan, and it destroyed me. I think 7 hours.
That's right. I remember that.
For AEW might kill me.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to. That's one thing I did forget.
You forgot the pre-show though, Todd. The pre-show will add another 3 hours on top. 10 hours, Jamie.
10 hours.
Jeff, have you ever seen...
Peggy is going to be one of those people. Peggy is going to be one of those people that gets the VPN.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, I was wondering, have you ever seen somebody's soul leave their body?
I think I'm about to.
You're about to. Okay. Well, that happened. Okay.
Yes, I did see that. I think what happened was your soul left your body. And
that was Jamie's reaction. Just quietly, that was Jamie's reaction to last week's inspiration match against the Brawling Birds. Well, that happened.
Yep.
Okay.
It was all of about 90 seconds. It was great.
So
especially because, like, in context, just before I said that, well, that happened, I was like, this needs to be a banger to show that they can actually go. And then it was over. I was like,
Do you know what that clip is going to be now? Every time Lachlan does one of those really bad puns, I'm just going to play that video. Well, that happened.
Or every time he says free on YouTube.
We'll never get to the show.
No, we won't.
No, we won't. Good point.
But yes, so that will be on the MyAEW International app. So if you haven't got Triller, if you haven't paid the what is it, $40?
$35 for the
$35 for the. If you want to just try, I mean that's worth doing that. You know, if you were going to buy Revolution, instead of buying Revolution, just buy a month. Buy a month of the MyAEW and check it out.
That's kind of where I'm leaning. If the feedback tomorrow is a little bit iffy, I think I'll just go the month. But if the feedback tomorrow is overwhelmingly positive, I'll drop the year subscription and just eat it if it's bad.
Yeah, I think I have to. What I'm going to do is just look up what my renewal date for AEW Plus is on Triller.
Yep.
and just sort of like work out around that sort of time, possibly.
That makes sense.
To do that. Because like I don't like
I no
watching
longer
it on
even have
ESPN.
AEW Plus.
Yeah, see, I don't like watching it on ESPN. I rather just where it's just easy for me to find. I've always watched it there. I'm just going to go to Triller and watch it. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's especially like because I like blood sport, so I'll go and I pretty much get that Triller Plus for WrestleMania, so I can watch the collective, and then I'll get rid of it again for the year, and then I get it back for that.
Yeah, because ever since Dynamite and Collision moved to Disney, I got rid of my AEW Plus back then, so I haven't had it for a long time.
I might get it. I'm still undecided. It just depends on how.
The problem for you is you don't have like an Apple TV or anything, do you? You watch most things through your PlayStation.
I watch a lot through my PlayStation, but I've also got an HDMI cable to my laptop, so it acts as a second screen.
That's
so I can just put a browser up there with it on while I'm sitting on my computer because I watch it.
That's the solution if you don't have an Apple TV or a Google Chromecast. Like,
I do have an Apple TV, but it's just a very old one.
Yeah,
you might have.
They get really painful when they're very old.
Very old.
Yeah, just go to Amazon or go to JB Hi-Fi, get a HDMI cord, and plug your laptop straight in.
Plug in your laptop.
Yeah. So yeah, just Google MyAEW. You'll send you right there. You can sign up for it. Again, Apple TV, Fire TV, Google TV, I think it's called, or Google.
Yeah, it's called Google TV now.
Google TV, yeah. Download it. Even if you want to just download it and watch the free Fast channel to get an idea of what you think of it. I mean, you still have to sign up, but you just don't buy anything.
Yeah, you just got to put in an email address.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I hope it's successful because again, you'll save money off Triller.
And also, it's great that there is an alternative. Like, let's never ever go back to what we had a decade ago, which was
main event and that's it.
You know, it wasn't even main event and that's it, but it was just WWE everywhere. And really, Ring of Honor and TNA both had a little bit of exposure, but it was WWE. And
I mean, you could never really access a lot of that stuff. I remember when I first started watching, not first started watching, but when I was watching WWE back in the day, it was on Galaxy, which was before Foxtel. And that was all you got. And if you didn't have Foxtel, Galaxy didn't have, I think they had like Fox Sports and that, but that was really it. Whereas I think it was like Foxtel had TNT. It was the movie channel. But it's played all the old movies, and the only thing it didn't play that was old was Nitro. So I used to have to tape trade with a guy because I worked in a video store, a guy would come in every week and he would tape Raw and he would tape Nitro for me, and I would give him free videos. And then I sort of built up. I had a good 2-3 years worth of before I had to throw all the cassettes out. But yeah,
I had the same thing.
You kids don't know how easy you've got it.
I had the same thing. I had mates who they came in one night, Steve and Wendy, I remember them coming in with every WrestleMania from 1 to 10, like this big box of videos.
A giant box of videos.
Yeah, huge box of videos. And we immediately became mates, and I didn't work Tuesday nights after that so we could watch Raw.
Yeah, well,
Raw as it aired, which was never
kids,
live anyway.
For kids watching this, because, I am old as dirt, we used to not get news or anything from WWE.
Live.
No, it wasn't live. No, it was a good 3 or 4 months behind. So, you could ring up there was 0055 number. I still remember.
008.
Yes, I got in so much trouble one month because I rang it. I don't know how many times. And when Mum and Dad got the phone bill, of course it was fucking astronomical. And all they see is these 0055 numbers and think, holy shit, my son is ringing porn numbers. And I literally had to ring the number.
I'm ringing the wrestling.
Which is kind of worse, really.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's about wrestling. It's like, oh god.
Where's your nerd?
That was it, and I also remember my one of my best mates went and lived in Los Angeles for 6 months, and he rang when he rang to have a chat, he would tell me what was going to happen at King of the Ring, which I wasn't going to see for another 3 months.
Yeah,
but he's just watched it live. So that's where people of my age have come from. That and getting Colosseum videotapes were the only way we knew what happened in WWF at the time. So like we'd get WrestleMania tapes around
August.
Yeah, the end of the year.
Yeah.
SummerSlam would be January. Royal Rumble would be about May.
Yeah.
King of the Ring would be...
That's what it was. Imagine my surprise when I found out that like Royal Rumble was actually in January.
Like what?
Yeah, it blew my mind. So yeah, get around, check it out. Even if you just sign up, get the free version and just check it out before you buy. But definitely something to think about investing in. If you are watching every one of the AEW pay-per-views, it seems to me that is so much of a better investment than doing it the current way as we're doing it.
Yep. And like that live channel, I've tried that a few times and it works perfectly. Yeah, that's good. We'll move over to WWE because it is getting into WrestleMania season. Cody Rhodes defeated Drew McIntyre on SmackDown to become the new WWE Undisputed Champion, which means he will take on Randy Orton at WrestleMania. I called you. Well, everyone's kind of called this when it was announced.
I don't think there was much surprise, really.
It's going to be very interesting to see what goes forward with that.
I think the fact is that Orton Rhodes is a much more appealing match for Orton's latter career than Orton McIntyre. As amazing as McIntyre is, and he is so good. I watched a random Raw from 2024 the other night, and it was just before WrestleMania, and McIntyre is just cutting this promo on Seth Rollins that was fantastic, and he's lost a little bit of his edge, but he's still so good. But yeah, this is a much more interesting match.
Yeah, Cody Randy is one I would watch.
Yeah.
The Drew one, I was like,
it does surprise me though how much the fans have kind of turned on Cody having this championship though. It's very different to what it's been the previous years. It's almost like not Cody again.
I was gonna say it's because he's been in the WrestleMania main event like 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they've got to switch it. I think that's got to close night one, and Roman Punk has got to close night two.
Yeah, see, that's a hard thing because I can't see. I would love to say, hey, why isn't there one of the women's title matches? I just can't see Stephanie Liv. I could see Rhea and anyone else but Jade.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't Jade, Rhea could easily main event it, but it's Jade.
Yeah.
It's like,
Which makes it really hard.
If it was like Rhea Stephanie or Rhea Liv, you'd be like, yeah, that's a main event.
Yep.
Yeah. Judgment Day, just yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Turned against Finn Balor, kicking him out of Judgment Day on Raw. This, of course, will lead to Dom and Finn at Mania, which will be great.
Yeah. Yeah, agreed.
And a long-awaited face turn for Finn as well. It was done really well. I was a little surprised that JD went with him. JD was the shocker. That was more of a shock than Dom turning on him.
I'm not, because Finn, like Fergal Devitt, coached Jordan Devlin. So they've got that background, and they're clearly going to want to have a match against each other and show exactly what they can do. So I'm not entirely surprised that he went with him, no.
Do we get the Demon at Mania?
I
don't know. It would be good. It
would get you a big face pop.
How long have we got till Mania?
6 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
6 weeks.
So maybe like a couple of weeks out, they really attack him and put him out, kind of deal. So then you don't see him for 2 weeks, and there's just like the demon thing pops up on a screen. Instead of him being there, just like this is who's coming to get you at Mania, not Finn Balor.
Yeah,
that would be that.
Yeah, you awoke something that you wish you will regret.
Yeah. WrestleMania will be your Judgment Day. Fuck, I should
Bloody DJ just said we have to get the demon. The merch alone will be worth it for them. Yeah, good
100%.
point, DJ.
In what was a match that I kind of felt stole Raw this week, the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship, AJ Lee will be defending against Bayley next week on Raw. That was a really good match this week, that gauntlet.
How good was Ivy Nile? She was great.
Do you know what though, Jeff? Too, and I don't want to tease you, I guess. But did they make up for last week?
Oh, absolutely. I don't feel
because they gave you like 5 women's matches.
I don't feel
I heard the
teased at all.
complaints
It was just
Jeff's crying.
Yeah, they went, we don't want to upset Jeff. I got on the phone to Papa H, and he said, no, it absolutely made up. And the end sequence with Bayley against Asuka was just scintillating. Like, go figure, those two still have incredible chemistry and can still put on a great match in about 9 minutes. Just fantastic.
Yeah. Also, during Raw, Michael Cole explained that Paul Heyman suffered a cervical spine contusion, facial laceration, and a deviated septum following Rollins' attack, and as a result, was out indefinitely due to his injuries. The vision strikes again. What?
The overlay.
What? Oh my God! How long has that been like that?
I only just noticed. It's probably been the whole time.
It's probably been the whole show.
Doesn't matter.
It
No,
doesn't
it hasn't been
really
the whole
matter.
show. It would have been when I flicked back and forward from International.
Yeah, that's probably.
Right. There we go.
See,
That's
there we're back. We're better again.
But this was
so,
great.
yeah.
This was
At least this one was worked.
Yeah.
this one has worked.
Yeah, this isn't an injury where we're like, oh, scramble.
Yeah.
No.
Also, in an interesting story that broke, I think it was today, is that ESPN has put a stop to letter grades in their editorial reviews of WWE Premium Live events after apparently WWE's objections, according to multiple sources familiar with the matter. So,
Well, that's no surprise because they were getting hammered.
So that's very interesting.
Are ESPN still doing reviews overall? They're just not grading it? Like, are they still doing
Yes.
like articles
I
about
think
it?
they are.
So are they still like?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see if they're still like incredibly harsh, but they just don't have a rating at the end.
Well, do you know what though? They can be incredibly harsh, and it won't have the same traction as being
Because
incredibly
nobody scrolls
harsh
down
and
to
then
see the end.
No one gives a shit about what they actually said. They'll just go, ESPN rated that as C. You know what I mean?
It's-
They
yeah,
don't
it's like-
really go,
it's like game
ESPN
and
said
movie
this,
reviews.
this, and this.
People
Yeah.
just scroll to the number and go, that's enough. I don't want to read what
Yeah.
the criticism was. I just want to see what the number was.
When I used to
That's
do
right.
DVD reviews, people would take print in street press. People would actually take it up with me when I give something like, I don't know, something pretty ordinary, half a star or 1 star. They'd actually come up to me at public events going, how dare you give that 1 star? And I'm like, did you read the actual review? And they're like, no. And I'm like, then maybe you should to know what I didn't like about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it is. Moving into indie news, I guess. It was announced that Mark Davis will be taking on former ECW World Champion Masato Tanaka in Las Vegas at the WrestleCon Super Show. I put that in mainly
damn.
because it's Mark Davis. And
It's going to be
God love
great.
him.
That's
Yes.
going to be great.
Also, one of the things that I talk about every time they pop up on the calendar, I always talk about these things. Bloodsport and Mania's Bloodsport weekend. So far, they've named Pete Dunne, Timothy Thatcher, Shayna Baszler, Eric Stevens, Fuminori Abe. What is his name? Can somebody say
Fuminori Abe. You said it right.
I kind of had it right. Yeah. Takeda, Miyu Yamashita, Matt Mako, Ray Jazz, Royce Isaacs, Angel Verdun. Why can't they have just fucking easy names?
Brian Smith.
Seriously. It's fucking wrestling.
Mitch Ryder.
Yeah, Mitch Ryder.
Simple.
Solomon Blackwell. Zeke Andino. Fucking, that's not hard here.
Zeke Andino, easy, but I still get it wrong every time.
Yeah, I know. Fuck you.
Can you say the last one as well?
Joe.
Yeah. And you didn't finish Angel's name either.
No, on purpose.
Angel Fernasco and Joe Dashu. There you go.
It's Angel from ECW. That's a callback for people. It's a big callback for people.
But yeah,
all right, it's
Pete
time.
Dunne, Timothy Thatcher, Shayna Baszler. God damn.
Yeah, I know. That's a nice little.
Even Mayu Yamashita, that's going to be. If she goes in there against Shayna Baszler, oh boy.
Whoa.
You got to think that's the only real matchup that you're going to have, isn't it?
I would imagine, unless they bring in a Natty or something as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, 100%. Time for us to do what the show is named after. That is chicken shit and chicken salad. Of course, we start off with our lumps first and chicken shit. And before we do that, we always do this.
It's plain chicken shit.
Chicken shit?
Chicken shit.
Jeff, what was your chicken shit this week, my friend?
Can you go to Jamie or Vamp? I'm just bringing it up, triggering my
Jamie,
memory of...
what was your chicken shit this week?
I suspect this might be similar to Jeff's. The stupid management decisions at Pro Wrestling Eve to have specific people backstage that overshadowed a great show, and like, it's just so unfair to those women that went out there and put on one of the better shows of the year so far. And now everyone is not even talking about the show. They're talking about a backstage photo of a certain person that is just like, well, why did we do that?
And it was Pro Wrestling Eve who did it themselves. Like, it wasn't...
It was Ospreay who brought back Paul Robinson.
Okay.
And it's like, yes, there is a back and forth about did Paul Robinson deserve to be ostracized and all of that sort of stuff, but it's like, it just wasn't worth the PR hit that this is copping.
I was going to say, is he the same guy that Will was defending years ago? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Just so I have no...
Because it's just like, that show deserved all of the attention to be on the women that went out there and put on an incredible show, but instead, all of the focus online today is that. I'm like, God damn it.
See, I must be out of the loop because I didn't see any of that. I saw a lot of like Will Ospreay and the fact that like Will had booked it, kind of. But I didn't really see any of the other stuff. So there you go. Jeff, what is your chicken shit, my friend?
Well, yeah, it is a little bit about that. And it was also the NXT show on Sunday was very lackluster. It was just, there was nothing there. Like, the most interesting stuff, it just wasn't interesting. It was just a very sort of mid-show where it almost seems like they're trying to build for something else rather than actually putting on a pay-per-view quality show. And I think, like, they've got to remember they've still got to hold people's attentions for 2.5 hours and make it good, make it quality. And it just felt that this was a bit, like, there was no US.
They falling into that old trap of WWE where a pay-per-view was just kind of like an extra TV for the week?
Yeah. Yeah, that's very much what it felt like. There was no, I don't think there was a US title match. There was no...
You mean North American?
North American title match, sorry. There was no women's title match. And it was just like, well, that's what I watched the big shows for. I want to see the belts defended. I wanted to see Miles Bourne do his first defense. I wanted to see, and, it was just a bit meh.
I think because and this isn't defending them. I think it's because they only really just changed that North American title like 2 weeks before. So it was either that or you just do Ethan Page again. So what were you going to, like, you can't really do
No,
that.
no, no. And I know you're not, and I know there's probably logical reasons for it, but it was just a real misfire in a group that's otherwise excellent. Like, and the misfires stand out more when you set the bar so high.
Well, like just watching, I didn't even watch the show, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. I had it on in my Bluetooth headset as I was going and getting my beard trimmed and like going to the gym. So I didn't actually see the show, but I listened to it. Which you've got to be dedicated.
Like a terrible way to watch NXT.
It wasn't the best. I'm gonna. It was mainly just because I wanted to know what happened, and going through just listening to crowd reactions, you kind of wanted to, like, if this was me, I would have main evented with that women's North American Championship and not the NXT Championship, because that had more to it than old mate Yeet Hendry and Ricky Saints.
Yeet Hendry and Yeet Saints.
Well, he does. He just they look alike. Alex Yeet Stevens and Joe Hendry look alike.
I wish he had just popped up now.
My chicken shit is the same as Wild Angel, so I'll read theirs out as well. Conan this week had one leg his left leg amputated, and there was a story coming out that he might have to have both of them amputated. So, which is really sad, because as much as a divisive individual as he is, it's still K-Dog. Do you know what I mean? It's like he's more divisive because of his opinions on certain things than anything else. Yeah. So, well, much love to the guy, and I hope he's okay.
I don't like Hulk Hogan. I never did. I didn't like Hulk Hogan, but was I still sad when I'd heard he passed? Sure, because you don't want that for anyone, and there's a family he's left behind.
Oh, there you go. Sorry, Nicolia cleared up something from before. It was two separate guys. That wasn't the one that Will defended. So there was a second guy, was Scott Wainwright. There we go. So,
it just sucks because that was the biggest show of the year for women especially, and it was kind of just like overshadowed. So.
Yeah. Oh, can I add a separate chicken shit? And it's something that we talked about today.
No,
I don't like that Chevs and Jess are friends again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't finish the feud, really. They just
they didn't murder each other in that cage.
Went back to being best mates because they got booked in England together. Hey, I've got a booking in England. Do you want to be friends again? Oh, okay. Let's do a lot of social media posts. Sick.
Also, shout out to them to be at that show, because they flew out the day after PWA, but because of everything going on in the Middle East, they had to go from Sydney to Houston, spend 8 hours sitting at Houston Airport, then go from Houston to London. They arrived at the venue 2 hours before the show started.
Wow.
Jesus. But yes, I think I said, like, it's just unnerving watching them just be best friends. Like, I know it's all fade. I know it's all, but it's just they've done so well over the last, like, year or so, not sharing any of that sort of stuff.
Everything I've known for the past 30 years is a lie.
I know. Whatever you do, don't remove the beanie. You're going to get a real shock.
Are you going to tell him that Santa's not real next, or what?
Oh, Jamie, what are you doing?
Too much?
I am real, and you just made the list.
Oh.
All right, my friends. Speaking of things, let's talk about the good stuff. Let's talk about the chicken salad.
This chicken salad really is the bomb.
Well, do we go back to Jamie, or have you got one for this one, Jeff?
I've already got one. A couple of things.
Okay, go, my friend.
two things. One is that women's match on Raw was fantastic. That gauntlet was the first gauntlet in something like 4 years, and it was just great. A beautiful match. Everybody got their shit in well, and Bayley and Asuka closing it out with the two of them. And as I said earlier, just showing the chemistry they've got. The story with Kyrie continues to be interesting. Like, I love the investment they generally put, which is why last week was such a misnomer for me. And also Tatum Paxley and Izzy Dame, so good. If you are a younger wrestler, you watch Izzy Dame's facial expressions in every match. They are so good. She is so class.
They've got a steel cage match coming up this week, don't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Good.
So, like, she's just so good. It was just a really, really nice match to see in that card. And you're right, Todd. I agree completely. It should have headlined and closed the night instead of,
That had the thing with the most storyline to it that has bled on for the longest amount of time.
Yeah. It's been going about a year and a half.
Yeah.
This chicken salad really is the bomb.
Jamie, what's yours, my friend?
Had two sort of smaller ones. PWA's next show being back at Max Watts or Liberty Hall is fantastic. That's such a great venue. But also back onto the Pro Wrestling Eve show, the return of Dakota Kai, now Charlie, to the ring after over a year away. So good to see her back, and she had a banger by the looks of things. I haven't got to that match yet, but the clips I've seen look crazy.
Do you know what's bad? I could not even remember what her name was before she became Dakota Kai.
Evie.
There we go. Thank you. It was killing me the other day. I was trying to think of it. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was never Charlie.
No, that's I've got a poster up there that she's on it.
Okay, there you go. My chicken salad this week is I love what they've been doing with Danhausen.
Yes.
They know what they're doing with him. Like, just the fact that, like, he did it on SmackDown when, like, Nick Aldis decided to stitch Miz up and have Miz as his mentor. He's like, I'm the mentor. He goes, well, you can do it, or you will be cursed. And then Liz leans over and goes, and you know what happened to Dom? And then walks off. So good. And then doing it on Raw this week, where you had the two segments. One with him with Grande Americano, when the Gable version just like brushed him off and he goes, well, you are cursed. And then as he's like cursed and walk along, and you saw the other two Americanos come out to attack him, I'm like, that's good. And the fact that they're not even trying to pretend that he's supernatural. Because they had him out in the ring doing a promo where he's throwing T-shirts to the crowd. And then at the end of it, they black it out. But they made sure they turned the lights on while he was still running to the back. So you could see he didn't disappear. He's running to the back.
I think that they've spoken to the guy himself and found out where he'll excel, which is clearly not in the ring.
Well, I mean, going this way, he could go months without having to wrestle.
Yeah.
And it'll, like, when he eventually does wrestle, it's going to be fun. Whoever he's doing it with is going to be fun.
Especially with someone like The Miz.
Yes. Yeah. Who will play up that shit. Because he's smart. And he knows he doesn't really have to work hard. If that's
His
his
social media stuff when he was pitching Ooshausen. Was pitching Ooshausen to Jay Uso, and Jay tweeted out something like, are you trying to get more over? Oh, a potential tag team. And he goes, free booty, baby, was Danhausen's response. It's so funny.
I love the fact that while he was doing, because he's been doing the same thing he's been doing for ages, but hearing the commentators pop for just like putting Hausen on the end of things, that's what made me laugh more. Because you're like, these guys have probably never seen him before.
Mm-hmm.
Like, welcome to all my Fanhausens. And you see this, Fanhausen. Sort of like, couldn't even help themselves. So, I really did enjoy that.
I think WWE was always the place he should have been because they get these sort of caricature characters much more than AEW and like the comedy stuff. WWE are fantastic at that. Like you've seen
look at
Kofi with the Jamaican accent stuff. You've seen
you just faking.
Yeah, and Ron Killings, like when he was like Truth when he was doing the comedy stuff. Even the Santino,
Bold
the
Truth
lizard
still
guy.
throws me off. Bold Truth throws me off hardcore.
Yeah, it is a bit weird. And then like the lizard guy in like AAA, like he's great. Like the comedy stuff is where
Mr. Iguana, Jamie. Mr. Iguana.
The lizard guy, I don't watch it. So yeah, like AEW just never made sense for him for me. I was like, what?
I think
it was very
indie because he was around for about 3 weeks and then gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my other chicken salad is, I know they've still got a long time to develop this thing, but the segment this week on NXT with Birthright.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the fact that Finlay and Regal came out.
Mm.
And it looks like they might be around more as like advisory roles.
Fathery figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they literally are.
Yeah, they literally are the fathers.
I'm kind of intrigued by it. Like I'm not going to count
The
the
only thing,
chickens,
like-
but it was a good start.
Do you know what it is? Like, I get Dempsey. I get Lexus King. I get Finley's kid.
Morella.
Yep.
Morella. Like, well, Ariana Grace, that kind of is like, you know, Santino's
need to
not
change her
exactly
name.
a legend. But he's not exactly a legend.
Yeah.
You know?
No, he's still kind of active.
You're the daughter of fucking Cobra Guy. Let's not...
Yeah.
It's just weird. Like that for me, it was like, I'm like, oh, that's Finley's son. Oh, that's Regal's son. That's Brian Pillman's son. That's Santino Morella's daughter. Well, at least it's an actual girl.
Son-in-law. She's
Yeah,
just
and
there.
the son-in-law.
She's more there as a manager, I would say.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she can work.
Yeah. She's the TNA Women's Champion.
Yeah, she's the Knockouts champion at the moment.
Is this the
Anyway.
group that David Finlay was supposed to be a part of? Was that, I
Yes.
imagine, where they were pushing?
I think that
That's
was
probably
the
what
pitch.
Yeah. And he
Yeah, he
didn't
was
wanna-
probably supposed to be the leader.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
So that,
And well, I guess it kind of falls to now being Lexus King as the leader.
I'd say Charlie.
Well, no, because Charlie only just turned, so the group is formed.
Oh, also Charlie was the leader of his own thing for a long time.
Yeah, no quarter catch crew, which was basically what was it, fucking Catch Point originally.
Yeah.
From
yeah,
Evolve.
rebranded when they got rid of...
Yes. Anyway, we should wrap things up because otherwise this will become a Thursday show. Before we do, Jeff, is there anything to talk about with WrestleBrania, or are we still in holding patterns?
No, it's still just a pretty backdrop at the moment. I'll give you more
Right,
news
you
as
are.
it comes to hand. But if you're going
Beautiful.
to the comedy festival, there's some great acts to see. Go and see LJ the Magician. I have worked on his show in terms of doing comedy bits.
Awesome. Jamie, what's going on with Pario and is a new drop of Oz Wrestling cards? What's happening there, my friend?
Pario Magazine is out now to buy if you want to get the newest one or subscribe to get the newest one. Articles will start rolling out next week. I will be live streaming Dynamite with Peggy tomorrow, so you can tune in at 11 a.m. Sydney time. You'll have to do the maths.
See,
on that
Peggy,
video.
he still wants to watch with you.
I enjoy doing my Dynamite watch parties. They're fun. And then Oz Wrestling cards, the April pack is out now, so you can order that and get your JJ Avery card that we announced today.
The Sex Hawk.
He is a sexy boy in that card, so yeah, maybe get onto this.
That will do us for this week here on Making Chicken Salad. Next week, we are going to talk about Pro Wrestling League Revolution 6. I can't believe there's been 6 of them already. That's insane to me.
Looking forward to that show.
Been doing that for a while. So we're going to talk about that one next week. Lachlan will be back on hand next week, I am reliably informed, which we will be back on our normal day of Thursday night. If you haven't already, guys, make sure you subscribe to Wrestle Rate Australia. It's free. You can do it on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Twitch, anywhere you get podcasts from. If you do stop by Apple Podcasts, give us a rating and review. Give us while you're there. Give us 5 stars. Helps us get inside more ears. Our socials are Wrestle Radio at Wrestle Radio AU on Twitter and Instagram. Anywhere you want to follow us on social medias, just look up Wrestle Radio Australia. We are there. Jeff, your handle is at WrestleBrania on X and on Twitter,
Facebook and Instagram. Give us a follow. It's a bit inactive, obviously, because we're not doing much, but we'll be back later in the year.
Yeah. You should cut up some clips from previous shows
Old
and
ones.
throw them on there.
Yeah,
Just
we
to
should.
give people a taste.
Just like, don't create work for me.
Yeah, stop it. I know you like doing dumb work. Don't make me do dumb work. Jamie is at Jamie Apps Media. Go and if you are around for the time of Dynamite tomorrow, go and check them out as a second screen option because they are entertaining to watch. I am at Beast Eastman. That will do it for this week. Thank you for joining us on a fucking Wednesday. I can't believe we did it on a Wednesday. We'll be back again, like I said, on our normal time of Thursday next week. Until then, for Jeff, for Jamie, I'm Todd Eastman. See you next week, guys.
Trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it.